I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Hold on, let me get this light in right. Where's my light? I need some light. Let me get some light. Hold on. How about that? That's better. What's good, party people? What's good? It's your man's Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. What's good? We got a hot topic today. Knicks fans deserve a championship. Knicks fans deserve a championship, right? It's easy to say that any fan base deserves a championship because they've been in the NBA for such and such amount of years. All that stuff don't matter to me. I'm saying the Knicks deserve a championship because justice needs to be served, right? Justice needs to be served, right? I mean, come on. We just saw the Milwaukee Bucks win an NBA title. Who? Exactly. Will Salkin's in the building. What's good? Michael Hansen is in the building. What's good? What's good? The Knicks fans deserve a championship. That's a statement, not a question. Right? I'm not asking you if the Knicks fans deserve a championship. I'm not asking you because on this topic, I don't care. I don't care about your opinion on this one because I feel like I'm right. I don't care about your opinion on here. I feel like I'm right. Right? But here is where I do think I may need your opinion. Is this front office smart enough, savvy enough to bring a championship to New York? That is the question. Right? Chuck Allen in the building. T-Jack, what's good? What's good, T-Jack? What's happening? I know two T-Jacks, right? I know two T-Jacks personally, right? I know two T-Jacks, right? One is a Tyrone Jackson, and the other one is a Trey Jackson. So Chuck Allen coming here lying Chuck Allen talking about, yes, I think our front office can bring this organization to championship. He lying. You know good and well you don't think this front office is smart enough. Chuck Allen lying on a Tuesday morning. Soul Finger is in the building. What's good? Soul Finger, we need to see you more often. Yeah, man. I'm saying that, yeah, we need to see Soul Finger more often. You know what I'm saying? Salute, though. Salute. Right? Knicks fans deserve a championship. Right? And this ain't just something I'm like a slow time. It's not like it's a slow media day and there's nothing to talk about and blase blah and blah blah blah. Nah. To me, this is something a pressing topic. Right? To me, this is a pressing topic. Right? Right? To me, this is a pressing topic. This is not something random, slow day. This is important. Knicks fans, do you feel the same? Do you feel like a championship is overdue? I feel like I'm right. Punch Nice is in the building. Right? Knicks fans deserve a championship. Right? And I had an outline of some stuff I was going to talk to you about to prove it, but I don't like to pick at scabs. Right? I'm not gonna point out the fact that hey, Hard Will, what's good? I'm not gonna pick at scabs, right? I'm not gonna pick at the fact that in the 70s the Knicks should have won 6 championships. They only won 2. I'm not gonna point that. I'm not gonna point, talk about all that stuff. I'm not gonna talk about John Stark's Game 7. I'm not going to talk about 1992 Game 6 second round with the Bulls. AD, what's good? AD, I sent you a text message. Right? I'm not going to point out 99. I'm not going to point out the Roy Hibbert blocking Melo at the rim. I don't want to point out those things. What I do want to say, though, what I want to highlight is this. Knicks fans are overdue for a championship. Right? Because at the very least, and if you're a Mets and Jets fan, bro, I hate it for you. If you're a Jets fan and a Mets fan, I hate it for you. But if you live in a New York tri-state area and you're in your 30s, what year is this? This is 2021. So if you're 30, 35, 40, you've seen just about every team win a championship except the Knicks. You've seen the Mets win a title. You've seen the Yankees win a title. You've seen the Giants. You've seen UConn basketball. You've seen the New Jersey Devils. You've seen, the list goes on and on. Teams in the tri-state area. Right? Danny Landis is in the building. What's good? You've seen the Islanders win a championship. Did you put some shit in here? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Sweet. All right. you've even seen UConn girls win a championship. But not, you've seen, the New York Rangers. You've seen the Rangers win a championship. Right? You've seen all these teams win a championship except the most popular team, or the second most popular team, the New York Knicks. And so what does that mean in a nutshell? That means the Knicks are overdue for a championship. Right? Chuck Allen says, I was living in Queens when the Mets won. Bro, if you was living in Queens when the Mets won, bro, it's crazy. You've seen the Yankees win multiple, right? You've seen the Giants win multiple. You've seen the Rangers, you've seen the Rangers win one, the Devils win multiple. UConn men win multiple. UConn women win multiple. Okay? You've seen the Mets win and go to the championship plenty of times. But the Knicks? Nah. Right? Anthony D says, I can't lie. I don't watch the women playing ball. I just watch them. I got you. But here's my point to it all, right? What have the Knicks done? So I posed this question to somebody smart, right? I asked somebody smart. I was like, hey, what's the major stumbling block in front of the Knicks? Why are the Knicks in this weird place? Jamie Peralta, what's good? Coffee, y'all. Breakfast of champions. So a guy told me, he was like, hey, man. So I asked a smart guy. It's like, hey, smart guy. What hurdle did the Knicks put in front of themselves, or was in front of the Knicks, where the Knicks couldn't win a championship? So he said, hey, listen. Most times when teams don't win a championship, it's not because of one stumbling block, but multiple. Usually, it starts with a generational player winning championships in the league, a dynasty. Danny Landis, I'm going to send a link. I'm going to just finish this real quick, and then I'm going to send a link. Right? So, my guy says, hey, usually when a franchise doesn't win championships for consecutive years, the first stumbling block is this: a generational player. A generational player is going to stop a team from winning the championship. Right? And so he explains to me, hey, listen, that generational player for the Knicks and that dynasty that stopped the Knicks was Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. That generational player for the Knicks was Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. That generational player for the Knicks was LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Right? The second thing he mentioned, he said, hey, but before you focus in on what I just said, what about this? The second thing that stops teams from winning a championship is, regardless of how much talent you have, the second thing that messes up a franchise is an incompetent front office. An incompetent front office, right? He said, listen, all right, so Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics got in our way. Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls got in our way. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers got in our way. But the incompetent front office got in our way also. It's the dreaded shoot your own self in the foot argument, where you have a gun, you have enough bullets, but you don't strike the enemy, you strike yourself. You have the weaponry and the soldiers, but you do more damage to yourself than your enemy does to you. You do more damage to yourself See, I got to stop reading the chat, man. I read the chat and get sidetracked, right? I have all these things that I want to say, right? And then I read the chat, and then I get all sidetracked. Man, the chat's always crazy, right? Yeah, Cheddar Bob is the team president. That's what always hurts us, man. Right. So that is another thing. So that right there. And then the third thing is a combination of multiple things, but it boils down to one thing. Right? The third thing is like mac and cheese or a salad. It's multiple things. You put it together and it comes up to one thing. And it's called luck. And certain teams get it in abundance, and other teams get the opposite in abundance. Right? In abundance, they get the opposite, right? Like, for an example, give you an example. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns this past season got an inordinate amount of luck. Right? And I know you want to argue. I know you guys want to argue with me. Y'all like arguing, like debating. Right? So Kevin Durant is 2 inches away on that shot that he took. Foot was on the line. That shot that he made against the Bucks. If he's 2 inches further away from the rim and still makes that, we may not be having this conversation about Milwaukee. Right? Giannis Antetokounmpo sprains his knee in the playoffs, right? And it winds up being a slight sprain where he can play, well, he can continue to play. Had it been in a grade 2 MCL sprain, like what Steph Curry had against the Cavs in 2016, Steph Curry wasn't himself, and the Cleveland Cavaliers won the championship that year. John Starks had a grade 2 MCL sprain against the Houston Rockets going into that series, right? Wasn't healthy, and the Rockets won that series. So what I'm getting at is luck is abound, right? Whoever wins the championship can look back and say, hey, listen, we got a lot of luck. The Phoenix Suns played the Lakers without LeBron and an injured AD. They played the Denver Nuggets without Jamal Murray. And they played the LA Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. Now, who's going to tell me that Phoenix would have coasted to the NBA Finals? You know what I'm saying? Phoenix would have coasted to the NBA Finals if LeBron and AD were healthy, if Jamal Murray was healthy, if Kawhi Leonard was healthy. Right? If they had done it, if they had pulled it off with all those guys healthy, the narrative would be different. But the Suns were hurt themselves. Chris Paul was hurt. Right? So the Knicks have not won championships since 1973 because generational talent impeded them. Right? The first player, generational talent, was Dr. J, playing for the Sixers. Right? The Boston Celtics. The Baltimore Bullets. Then it became the Detroit Pistons. Right? Then all of a sudden it's Larry Bird, then Michael Jordan, then LeBron James. See, the Knicks never had a generational player. They had one. Andrew Collier in the building said Dave Cowens. I remember Dave Cowens. And Don Nelson. And Cedric Cornbread Maxwell. And JoJo White. And Tiny Archibald. Yeah, AD. I mopped it up. I said, yeah, the Knicks did have one generational player. It's Pat Ewing, right? But the Chicago Bulls had an all-time, maybe the greatest player to ever do it. So I got some coffee from the gas station, and it tastes like it. So I'm going to put this link in the chat, man. I want to get y'all's opinion. I want to get y'all's take on this, too. I want to get y'all thoughts. Hey, Danny Landis. Hey, I hate to disappoint you, but Allen Houston is not a generational player. Not a generational talent. Allen Houston was good, but not great. Yeah, you remember Gerald Henderson? Even his son played in the NBA. So the Knicks deserve a championship. The Knicks deserve, I'm sorry, not the Knicks, but Knicks fans deserve a championship. Danny Landis.
Freezy.
Good.
What's up, Freezy?
Hey,
Good
man.
morning.
Good morning. I'm chilling, boss. How you doing?
How was that gassed up coffee? No good, right? Lucas, say good morning, Uncle Freezy.
Good morning.
What's up, boss?
What's
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, this gas station coffee, bro. I'm sure I'm just renting it.
It's giving you that extra fuel you need.
Yeah, to put it nicely. Yeah. So you think Allen Houston was a generational player, generational talent?
He was up there.
He was pretty good. But was he top 10 player of his era?
Of the era?
Yeah, of his era. Part of the Jordan years, and then the LeBron years. He's in that weird era of late Jordan, early LeBron in that gap.
Yeah.
Is he comparable to either?
I don't know.
I
It's hard
don't know.
Well, he was injured a lot, though.
Especially later on, right?
Yeah.
I would say that the guy I talked to, he was an old timer dude. He's like in his 70s, man. He basically said, man, listen, the Knicks don't win championships for these 3 reasons, and they won't win a championship for these same 3 reasons. So he said, generational talent blocks the Knicks from advancing. You know what I'm saying? The front office is always a bunch of doofuses, and the Knicks never get luck.
No.
So when he mentioned that, I thought about what he was saying, and so the thing is, he mentioned is you need to have all these 3 things at the same time. It's how Milwaukee won a championship, right? And Milwaukee has a very smart front office. They have they got a lot of luck this year, and they have a generational talent.
Wow.
The Knicks, on the other hand, the front office may be smart, but we don't get lucky, and we don't have a generational talent. And so without all 3, it's kind of hard to and so I give you an example of because I was like, man, do you need to have all 3? He was like, yes. Look at the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics had a very smart office, a very smart front office. You know what I'm saying? They had the front office was led by Red Auerbach, right?
Yeah.
Red Auerbach drafted Larry Bird the year before Larry Bird was eligible to come out for the draft. So he had the rights to Larry Bird, right? Before the draft even started. So Larry Bird was a Boston Celtics
Bird.
right? He pulled off a trade for a washed up Dennis Johnson, right? How was Dennis Johnson? You remember Dennis Johnson played for the Seattle Sonics when they won the championship, right? With downtown Freddie Brown and those guys, right? And so the thing is, people were like, Dennis Johnson is washed up, right? But he got to the Celtics, they moved him to point guard, and that's all he needed. He was probably, with Seattle, he was probably just playing out of position. He goes to Boston, plays point, and the rest is history, right? They take a shot on a big awkward kid out of Minnesota that looked more like Phil Jackson than what they were talking about, the new era of power forwards, and Kevin McHale, right? It's like, man, he's big and slow. He don't block shots. He don't defend that well or whatever, but somehow teams win when he's around. So he does all the little things.
He was
Right.
slow, Freezy. He was really slow, but he got the job done though.
Man, I saw James Worthy pump fake him one time, and it was like it was like the turtle in the hair. It was, but the Celtics won the game though. Ironically, to the point, the Celtics won the game. But James Worthy pump faked him one time, man. It was crazy. I mean, not just but James Worthy pump faked Mikhail and went to the rim and dunked and was laughing like on the way back, like I can't believe this dude fell for the pump fake. But anyway, the Celtics get lucky a lot, and I think they call it the luck of the Irish or something.
Yes.
Right? Because they made a trade in 1983. Well, they got kind of lucky and unlucky at the same time. They made a trade in 1983 with the I forget who it was, right? And for a draft pick in 1986, and the team they traded with laughed like ha 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 ha, we got you, and that draft pick wound up being Len Bias. The Celtics drafted Len Bias with that draft pick that the other team thought they robbed the Celtics on. Now, unfortunately, Len Bias passed away, and we never got to see him play.
Yeah.
But if Len Bias had lived, you're talking about the Celtics may have won. And I'll tell you this:
Championship after championship.
I'm gonna say this, and people from Detroit and Chicago are gonna hate me for it. But if Len Bias had lived, there would not have been a Bad Boys Pistons. The championships they won in 89 and 90 or 88 and 89, whenever they won. I think Len Bias on that team with Mikhail, Bird, Parrish, Ainge, Johnson, Seasting, Brooks.
Seasting, wow.
Yeah, Robert Parrish. I don't think Reggie Lewis. I think, man, listen, John Bagley. I think the Celtics win like 5 straight with Len Bias, because by the time the Pistons won, Len Bias would have been a 3rd or 4th year player.
Hey, Freezy, wasn't Jerry Seasting the one that Ralph Sampson went off on? Poor Jerry Seasting.
I think so. I think so, man. I think so.
Ralph Sampson pulled his Mike Tyson imitation.
Yeah. And ironically, I think I think Len Bias was probably the LeBron James forerunner. Like, we've never seen anybody in the NBA like LeBron James at 6'8", 250. In his prime, may have been the fastest person in the NBA, right? In his prime, probably the most athletic person in the NBA. His teams always seem to win. And I'm talking about LeBron James, right? But Len Bias was doing some of the same stuff, and he made it look easier. So I'll go out on a limb and say that, and I know most people won't agree, but and I know Sherwin Williams says Bias is a powerful. I get that. I get what he played at Maryland. I know I used to watch Len Bias, bro. I'm a Duke Blue Devil fan. I watched Len Bias play. I watched him dunk on Olin Polynice, bro. I watched Olin Polynice block Len Bias' shot at the buzzer and talk trash to him like, "You'll never do that to me. You such and such freshman or whatever it was, whatever." And Len Bias had a look in his eye like, "If I ever see you again, I'm scoring 70." Yeah, man.
Olin Polynice was a tough player, though.
Yeah. And he's from New York, too.
Yeah, he was tough. Strong guy.
Olin Polynice, from University of Virginia. He was from New York. He was the center, and he was the center that replaced Ralph Sampson at the University of Virginia.
Wow.
People don't know that. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is some franchises get so much luck that they think it's skill, but it's fortune. It's not skill. They're fortunate. And I'll give you an example. In the 2007 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves have 2 picks in front of the New York Knicks and Golden State Warriors, right? And with those 2 picks, they draft point guards, and neither were named Steph Curry. They drafted Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio, right? Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio, but did not select Steph Curry, right? And so the Knicks are like, oh boy, Golden State doesn't need a point guard right here because they have Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis, yes.
And with the 7th pick in the NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry. And so you can see it unfold right there. One franchise is fortunate and lucky, and the Knicks are unlucky.
Yeah. It's luck.
Right?
It is.
Right. But at the same time, was it the 2009 draft? I thought it was 2007. Either way, y'all get the point that I'm getting at. Either way, the Knicks were right there. They were not lucky, right? And then the front office was not smart enough or savvy enough to trade up 1 pick to get the person they wanted. Why wouldn't you? What do you have to lose? Because we've been losing ever since. I mean, so what do you have to lose in that case? You know, I mean, I don't know.
Our front office is messing it up a lot, very often, Freezy. I thought Isaiah Thomas was the one to take us to the land. I thought it was Zeke who was going to do it. Yep. And so with all that said, I say the Knicks fans deserve a championship because, for one, regardless what happens, we support this team. Regardless what happens, man. Like for instance, the Knicks this season lost in the playoffs to the Atlanta Hawks 4-1, right? To what I feel personally was a subpar team. Now, a lot of people give Atlanta respect for being a good team. I don't. I think they caught lightning in a bottle, right? I think they caught lightning in a bottle. They took advantage of a lot of breaks, and they parlayed that into a deep playoff run. Luck, right? But Knicks fans watch this team make the playoffs and lose to the Hawks, and they dug in even more. They brought in more to this Knicks team. Where Knicks fans used to ride the fence, or not everybody used to ride the fence, but what I would say, where casual Knicks fans were riding the fence, I think we made them into legitimate diehards. Whereas the diehards before were already dialed in, and we're going to live and die with whatever the Knicks did anyway. Brother AD, what's good?
Good morning, Uncle Freezy, Danny Landis. Salute to the chat. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's good?
Freezy, I want to just add a little something to your point. And we talked about this the other day, and we've mentioned this a few times. It's all of those ingredients that you mentioned, but you have management and the people that they trust. They have straight loggerheadedness, right?
Right.
Do me a favor and pull up the 1998 NBA draft.
Oh, dude.
Right? Look at the top of the draft. Look at the first 3 picks. One is Michael Olowokandi.
Yep.
Okay. The Candy Man.
Yeah.
And number 3 is a guy that nobody remembers. Rafe LaFrance.
Yep. I remember Rafe. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Now, if you're Denver and if we're starving for a championship, Denver is one of these Ethiopian people that we used to see on TV in the middle of the night with the big belly waiting to get fed, right?
Right. Okay.
You're drafting Rafe LaFrance.
Right.
Okay? Few picks later, right? Mind you, Antoine Jameson goes, I think, 4. Vince Carter goes 5.
Yeah.
Dallas and Milwaukee make a trade flop picks. Milwaukee is enamored by Robert Tractor Trailer.
Yep.
Tractor Trailer.
This was a man that did not show he could pull himself away from the dinner table in college.
Right.
Let alone he's going to pull himself away from the dinner table when you've given him the bag as a professional athlete. How do you draft this guy in the top 10?
Yeah.
They gave him the bag full of food.
Yeah, you can't save people from themselves because they trust in some guy or some people who's in the organization that tells you we can do different.
Right.
We can rebuild him. They give you the $6 million man's entry speech in the beginning of the show. We can rebuild him. No, you can't rebuild that man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What did you see in Michael Olowokandi, who played one season? I can't even remember where he came from. The South Pacific somewhere.
Candyland.
Yeah.
Just what did it? I remember they were calling him Elijah-Wan. I'm like, he's not Elijah-Wan.
No
Right.
way.
He's just extremely athletic. He showed you nothing that would make you think he should be the overall number 1 pick. I remember Vince Carter in that 1-2 year stretch at North Carolina.
Right.
I remember Jameson when they had both of them in the lineup.
Yep.
Jameson was a beast.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Even if you wanted to draft Bibby, number 1 overall, I couldn't fault you for that.
You gotta get, but so here's the thing, man. You gotta go. All right, so I want to stick to the point, but since you brought this up, we gotta have this discussion. How do you not go Mike Bibby number 1? You're the Clippers. Think about if you're the Clippers, right? You're the Clippers, and you already drafted names like Quentin Richardson, Darius Miles. They already had all the wing players you need, all the bigs, Maurice Taylor, all these guys. All they needed was a point guard.
Yes.
All they needed was a point guard, bro. You could have found a journeyman big man anywhere USA, right? They could have signed Herb Williams, bro.
Yes.
They could have found a big man anywhere, right?
Yes.
They needed a point guard and a center, and they chose to go with the unknown commodity that looked like Hakeem Olajuwon early on. And I remember Olowokandi. I remember Olowokandi. As soon as they gave him a nickname, I was like, he's gonna be a bust.
Just horrible. A few years later, what's the big from UConn that
Hasheem
that,
Thabit. Hasheem
Thabit. Oh.
I saw what's the cat that used to be on Georgetown on national TV? They're playing 2, and he literally tossed Hasheem Thabit over his shoulder, body select, gave him one of those WWF maneuvers, hip tossed him, threw him on the floor. Right. And then next thing you know, he's the number 2 overall pick because somebody thinks he reminds him of Dikembe Mutombo.
Right.
You can't make these things up.
Right.
You can't tell me these people who are supposed to be the experts of analysis that you saw something in his game that you're gonna draft that man.
Right. But the thing is, if you're the Clippers, and I understand why the Clippers took Olowokandi, right? Because they were the stinking Clippers. That's why, because at that time, they were like the Knicks. They had a bad front office. They felt like they had to hit a home run every move, and they didn't. All they had to do was just get building blocks. Just get Bibby and let him play with Quentin Richardson and Lamar Odom and Darius Miles and Maurice Taylor and all these young guys you got. Let them play together. Nah, they got to hit a home run with their pick. Number one, right? It's this trap thinking like, I'm here, I have to do something spectacular. No, you don't.
No.
You know, you could, because at the
That
very
guy
least,
showed nothing. He showed nothing, although Candy.
yeah,
nothing.
you know what you could have done if you're the Clippers in that case? You could have traded that pick, moved back, accumulated more picks, and just been smart about who you pick.
Yes. Sometimes the best move is to do nothing. It's to trade out. You know, Dallas, for the one thing that Dallas and Nelson and his son had over everybody else for a long time, they had the European intel.
Right.
They had scouts and stuff over there for a long time. They knew the European game. If you redraft that draft, Dirk by far is the number one pick.
Right, of course.
Right?
Of course.
And they sat there and they sat there and like, okay, Dirk is falling. Nobody knows about this kid. We're going to, for some particular reason, Milwaukee is enamored with Robert Tractor Trailer. We're going to be able to do something and get Dirk, and Milwaukee will still be Milwaukee. And mind you, in those early 2000s, Milwaukee was a good team, right? But they needed something to get them over, and they decided that you already have a Glenn Big Dog Robinson who had problems keeping in shape himself.
Right. Himself,
You're going to get a guy who's younger, who even has more of a problem in getting, not even keeping in shape, getting in shape.
Right.
Because you look at him as he's the necessary piece that's going to take you to a championship. You can't save organizations from themselves. It's littered through history, the buffoonery that some of these teams will do. And it makes you scratch your head like you could have paid me a box of Charm Blow Pops. I could have did that.
But you know what though? So here's the thing. So there was a pressure on the Clippers to do something, right? Because and so I'm gonna put some things into context, and it'll show you why the Clippers made the stupid decision they made. So they had just built a new arena, Staples Center. Right. Remember the Lakers used to play in the LA Forum.
Right.
So they had just built a brand new stadium for the Lakers and Clippers to play in. Right. The Lakers had two budding superstars. Right. One was already a superstar. One you knew was going to be a Hall of Famer, and Shaquille O'Neal. Right. Shaquille O'Neal was in, I think, his like fifth or sixth season. You knew he was destined to be a Hall of Famer, right? Because he had things you couldn't teach a big man, right? Shaq to be 300 pounds, had excellent footwork, right? You like, this dude is like a ballerina down here, except in a Mack truck body, right?
But Shaq was thinner than when he first came out.
Yeah. In Orlando, he was 298.
Wow.
He played at 298 for the Orlando Magic, and the Lakers bulked him up to 325. But anyway, and they also had a young wing player named Kobe Bryant, who they had taken out of high school at age 17, and 2 years later, this kid was 19, about to turn 20, and was ready to start. And they shared the building with the lowly Los Angeles Clippers.
And they had Eddie Jones, quiet as kept. Nobody remembers that Eddie Jones predates Kobe.
Eddie Jones was good. He had a good career, Eddie Jones.
Eddie Jones, in my opinion, was the first real 3-and-D player that I can remember, right? the first real 3-and-D play, the first dude that was one of the best defenders in the league and one of the best 3-point shooters in the league at the same time. Because back in the day, dudes could be either you were an excellent 3-point shooter or you were an excellent defender, but you would never see both in the same package, right? Like for instance, Mark Price was a terrible defender, but he could shoot that ball though.
Good point guard too.
Yeah. And he one dude that is vastly not remembered by history, and he should be. Mark Price. Right? Yes. I saw him, and did you know he had a backup? He had 2 backups, right? So he had 3 backups. One of his backups was named Del Curry. The other backup was named Brandon. I forgot his name. And the other backup was named Kevin Johnson.
Brandon McKnight.
Oh, see, yeah, something like
Brandon Knight, right?
Yeah, Brandon Knight or McKnight.
Not Brandon Knight. No, Terrell Brandon.
Terrell Brandon.
Okay,
Terrell Brandon. Okay, right.
Terrell Brandon. That's him. So they were like, this dude Kevin Johnson, he can play, man. Maybe we need to trade him to get something for him. And they wound up trading Kevin Johnson to the Phoenix Suns for a dude named Larry Nance. But anyway.
Ow.
Anyway, so
Ow. Yeah, no, it's okay, buddy.
Yeah, man. So it's like some teams have luck and have smart front offices, but they get blocked. And so in Cleveland's case, they had a smart front office, right? They got luck, but they were blocked by another young team rebuilding at the same time as them that had a generational player, maybe the greatest player of all time.
Yes.
And Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Two teams running parallel to each other. One team gets a bunch of really good players all at once, and then one team gets the greatest player of all time. And
Freezy, our luck was in '84. I don't see any other luck after that. Do you?
Yeah. No.
Patrick Ewing was the biggest thing. After that, I don't see nobody.
No. The Knicks didn't. I'll tell you where our luck, where our misfortune manifested itself. Right. When we saw in the RJ Barrett draft, when we saw the Chicago Bulls and Cleveland Cavaliers get jumped by the New Orleans Pelicans, right? As soon as the New Orleans Pelicans jumped Cleveland and Chicago, I knew we were not getting the #1 pick.
I knew it was over.
Yep.
I knew it was over. Yeah, I knew it was over.
Because if you remember that season going into that season, Cleveland, I think it was Cleveland, the Knicks, and somebody else, may have been Chicago, all had terrible records, right? And it was like a race to the bottom, right? So it was. I'll
do you one better. Our luck ends, Freezy, when they decide to change around how they divide the lottery balls, because the top 3 teams has the same chances to get #1, and that's the first time they did that. The year when we're tanking, right? When we're obviously tanking, and they decide, well, okay, we're going to change the format, and the top 3 teams can have the same chance, but the top 3 teams don't have the same record. So what sense does that make?
No sense at all.
Right. And you know what? And so what people don't remember is, so the Knicks decided to do a full rebuild the year of Frank Ntilikina's draft. Right. The Kristaps Porzingis draft, we were just bad. Right, but we weren't tanking. We were just bad. We were just bad, right?
We was bad, and we got Langston Galloway winning games.
Right.
Yeah.
We got Langston Galloway. Langston Galloway, I think, won like 3 games by himself down the stretch.
You remember his backup? Do you remember Langston Galloway's backup?
No.
Torrey Murray.
Yes.
You remember Torrey Murray?
Yes.
And we thought he was gonna be something.
Yes.
We thought Torrey Murray was gonna be something, boy. I mean, Torrey Murray. I saw him shoot a 3 off 1 foot and do the little hop. And I was like, oh, he got swagger. And man, that dude ain't want to be in nothing.
Langston Galloway literally, although he winning those games, he kind of saved us from ourselves, because if we had the overall number 1 pick, we were not going to take Cat. We were going to take that big man from Duke.
Yep.
Well, Langston Galloway was good, though. Is he still playing, Freezy? Is he out of the league?
Yeah, he won the championship this year with Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, he was in the championship.
He got a ring with Phoenix.
No.
He did get a ring.
He was there with them.
Bobby Porter's got a ring with the Bucks. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Bobby
ex-Nick Bobby Porter's got and that dude looks crazy. But he did the interview. He's like, hey. yeah. But yeah, man. So and to AD's point, we'd have probably botched that up. Either if we didn't trade, if we didn't draft Karl Anthony Towns, number 1, we'd have drafted him, soured on him, and traded him by now. It's just some front offices just don't operate.
It's all the front offices were all inept that we had. Everybody we hired didn't get the job done.
Right. And the sad thing is, I believe this front office is going to botch this up too, and not because they're incompetent, but because of the relentless pressure to succeed in New York. It's relentless, man. It's like when George Steinbrenner was alive, right? When George Steinbrenner was alive, the Major League Baseball had to suspend George Steinbrenner for a year in order for the Yankees to rebuild themselves.
Yes.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember
yes.
that? When George Steinbrenner was away, Gene Michael and Brian Cashman rebuilt the Yankees farm system, and that's how they drafted.
That's how they got all of them. That's how they got Mariano. That's how they got
Jeter, yeah.
Pettit. That's how they got them all. That's how they got that whole litany of young talent that just came through, and he made decisions. Like you hold on to guys that you think. First thing he does is a trade. He trades Paul O'Neal. He trades Roberto Kelly for Paul O'Neal.
Yep. And which was controversial at the time for Cincinnati. They like,
yes,
we just won the World Series. Why are you trading away all our players?
Yeah.
And Paul O'Neal at that time was a situational ball player.
Yeah,
he comes to the Yankees, he becomes an all-star.
Because the things on the field and the things off the field were two different things. Like Paul O'Neal had all of the intangibles. Like he was a stand-up guy, a team leader, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A parent, a coach, all those things in one. And in Cincinnati, he couldn't stay healthy. So he would play, but what they got to do when you got AstroTurf, bro, hey man, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Right?
And again, to my point that we've made before and I've talked about before, who is more important, the piece or the people picking the pieces? It's the people picking the pieces.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right? Because if you would have allowed them, right, as we're correlating with the Yankees here, right? The Yankees have young Bernie Williams.
Yep.
The Yankees have a vet called Mel Hall. Mel Hall used to terrorize Bernie Williams, right? He used to Bernie barely spoke English, from Puerto Rico. You know, you could see the talent, but he was kind of a timid young guy. And Mel Hall used to and finally when Gene Michael came on board, like second thing he'd do is, you know what, Mel Hall, you're out of here. Pack your bags.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, this terrorizing this young guy who's going to be here for the next 10, 12 years. No, you're out of here. You're out of here.
Don't forget Gerald Williams too.
Yes, Gerald Williams. We're going to put you where we need you. You're going to be situational. Right. You'll be on our bench. We'll see what you're going to be. And then at some point in time, they found out that, okay, the better Williams is the guy, number 51, that we already have.
Right.
And you have to have those. It's like Jerry West.
Right back, Freezy.
Okay.
It's somebody who knows overall how to construct a front office and has his vision, and the people are going to go out there that he has, and they're going to get the talent and find the talent that's in his vision. They're not going to recommend something that they would do. They are part of what he wants to do, and they are going to absolutely go out there and execute what the vision is.
Right. And man, that's an excellent point. And it's clearly stated, man. That's an excellent point. And develop talent. Allow the kids to play.
Yes.
Right. Because Steinbrenner was trying to do Gerald Williams, Deion Sanders, and Bernie Williams in the outfield at the same time.
At the same time.
No, bro, you can't do that. You don't develop a center fielder by making them play left.
No, you don't have Deion and Bernie at the same time. Mind you, don't get me wrong. Deion is one of the greatest athletes we'll ever see. But if you had kept Deion, Bernie's not going to be Bernie.
Bernie's not going to be Bernie. And Gerald Williams, too. I think they traded Gerald Williams to the Cubs. I think.
They did. They laid him. Gerald was nothing special, but as a young talent, you wanted to keep him around to see what he could become.
Right.
But if you kept Deion, and remember, Deion was only flirting with you.
Yeah.
But football is his passion. But because he showed you so much talent that he had in just a part-time basis, not even a part-time basis, on a per diem basis, you were willing to give him, they were ready to give him a 5-year contract for whatever, because they were enamored with the whole Bo Jackson, and they got their version of Bo Jackson, and they were ready to go. But if you'd have kept Deion, Bernie doesn't become Bernie, and maybe you don't win those championships because
you don't win championships. Yep.
He was a part of the nucleus.
Right. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Gerald Williams thing, man, intrigued me. And it was Milwaukee he wound up playing with, but anyway, man. But you have Gerald Williams, Bernie Williams, Deion Sanders, man. but my point is. The point that I'm getting at is sometimes you have to remove people from the situation in order for front offices to use their natural talents to help your organization become successful.
Yes.
Now I'm not saying that the NBA needs to suspend James Dolan because at the end of the day, James Dolan doesn't do James Dolan doesn't do illegal stuff. He may just do stupid stuff, right? And so I am one that likes James Dolan, right? I just think sometimes he does stuff that's untimely, right? It's clumsy. Oh my God! Hey, AD, this dude got on another new shirt. Watch this. This dude got on another new shirt. Watch this. Look, watch this. Look.
His wife.
It's orange.
His wife done went back to school shopping. You see how happy he is? Show me that.
Oh, you hiking now, right? You hiking,
show
right?
me that lunchbox. Pull up that Scooby-Doo lunchbox.
AD was that bully in grade school.
No, I was not.
Junior high and high school.
No, I was
probably
not.
A little bit in college.
No, I was not. No, but I could hold my own a little bit. No, I was not.
Oh, so you were Shang-Chi then? You were Shang-Chi.
Yes. No, I was not. Absolutely.
But top of the morning,
good morning,
brothers.
sir.
How's everybody doing? All right.
We out here, baby. We out here.
We out here.
So Kev, what we're talking about is Knicks fans deserve a championship. Not the organization. The organization, I'm not gonna say they deserve a championship.
Knicks fans.
But the Knicks fans themselves, because what we've done is we've sat witness to a car crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
We sat. It's like when you go to a NASCAR event,
right?
And you see 9 cars drafting off each other, coming around the turn, and the dude in the front is not accelerating. So you know the crash is coming, right?
Yeah.
And then you watch the crash play out in real time. Nobody get hurt, but you just can't take your eyes off it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you see tons of steel flipping everywhere, sparks and paint and everything.
Yeah.
And so it's what Knicks fans have been watching over the last few decades with our front office and where we're positioned, right?
Right.
Because if we have been, so give you an example. People think just because you play in a big market means you're supposed to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got all the resources. You're in a big market.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Clippers. The Clippers ain't won nothing either.
Nope.
They're in a big market.
But why is it that they are? Why do they get a free pass and the Lakers don't? Why does Brooklyn get a free pass but we don't?
Because they're the little brother. You ever seen some families that you grew up with the oldest child or whatever, and the mom and pop has a son or a daughter when they was like 50.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
They're the little. Nobody don't know about them.
Right.
Nobody cares about them.
You walk in with your little brother and people think that's your nephew. Nah, bro,
Yes.
that's my brother.
Yeah.
That's my brother.
Yeah.
I get it. But I was listening to NBA radio today, and they had this guy Brian Geltizer and Sam Mitchell on there.
Okay.
And Sam was talking about how players. The question was asked: is New York still a is it becoming a destination?
Clickbait.
And he says not yet, because players are still wary of playing here, not because.
Wait a minute, did Cap come on here and change the subject?
No, I didn't, because I'm coming back to what you're saying. But it's falling into what you guys are talking about. Yeah, we deserve a championship, but if the players don't feel comfortable playing here, then all we're going to have is just role players, and then that will make us, what's the word for it? That will have us come up short of getting a championship, no matter how our front office is. Sam was saying how. Listen. Let me finish now. I let you. I always let you talk. Now I let you talk. So let me finish. His point. What he was saying how that the players are still afraid of us, still afraid of the fans, of the venom that will spew if they play bad. He brought up Patrick Ewing, how he was walking with Patrick Ewing one time, and how some fans were loving him and some fans were, was cursing him out, because just calling him sorry, saying how he sucks and everything. And he asked him, Pat, why do you put up with this? He said, it's New York. That's what we do.
Kev, who won the NBA championship this year?
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Is that a big market team?
No.
Okay. All right. I'll just want. Okay. Because when we say big market teams and all that stuff, the only big markets that you see win championships consistently were the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, but the Chicago Bulls had Michael Jordan. Right.
But in between that time, small market teams won championships and had dynasties.
San Antonio, Spurs.
Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
would you call Miami? Would you call Miami a small market team?
I mean,
no.
Miami's a big market that plays small, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they're a big market, and conversely, Boston is a small market that plays big. Like, you think Boston is a big market, and it's not. But their fan base for sports in general is top notch, passionate.
Yes, it is.
Right? Whether it's
you got the Red Sox, you got the
the Patriots, the Red Sox, the Celtics, the Boston Bruins, all of it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a small area, like Brooklyn is bigger. It is almost twice as big as Boston, right?
But again, what AD is always preaching is, why do you let a Kyrie or a Kevin Durant go to Brooklyn and not, look at us and not come to us?
Yeah.
because we're bigger than Brooklyn. I mean, come on, we are. And you saw that AD also in these playoffs.
It's not worth discussing. When you have two stars like that, right? And maybe this is what they wanted. You can't even set out your building on a nightly basis. Right. Your building is 12,000 seats.
Right.
You couldn't set out your building in the playoffs.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what I was getting at as well. How for our playoff game, even though we only had like 3 of them, the Garden only had 3. They still sold out.
Of course.
If we were playing on the same night, right?
Yeah.
They would be able to hear us from 4 miles away.
Right.
Easy. We would shake their foundation. That's how loud, that's how just disgusting we are as a fan base. That's just where the love is.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't to what's the name's point, not everybody's built for this. That's fine. We don't want everybody.
Sam Mitchell. Yeah, Sam Mitchell. Right.
Yeah. S. Curl Sam, not everybody's built for this. We don't want everybody.
Right.
See? Right. We just need to pluck that one.
Right.
Yeah,
and go from there.
I still think it's a matter of luck too, though. Right. I think
it's a matter of luck too, and how the rest of the pieces and things of that nature. But you can't have a management that's drafting Olowokandis and tractor trailers and Rafe LaFrance. Right. And are going to give you excuses when the first time we lay eyes on them in summer league, right? Mm-hmm. And it's although we don't want to put too much credence in summer league, but the first time we lay eyes on them in summer league, we're like,
right,
right? Remember RJ Barrett's first game in summer league, right? RJ was, RJ had a whirlwind. He was doing this, doing that. He was all over the place. He probably shouldn't even play that first game, right? Mm-hmm. But he wanted to prove something. He got on the court. Terrible, right? Him and his family, they heard the whispers. What happened game 2, 3, and 4? Got better each game.
Right.
Got better each game. It's players like that you want to pluck. Although this doesn't mean much, whatever. I dare Zion Williamson to rip the ball out of my hands. Okay? He's going to have to sever my body apart.
Yeah.
Flex on me on top of it.
Yeah. Kevin. Hey, Hoodie Kev, who I haven't seen in like eons, he can't answer that one.
Yeah. But he gonna stand there and Hulk Hogan me in my face, in my building.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get bucked. Do you remember Bynum with the Lakers?
Yes,
Young
sir.
Bynum, right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
First time he plays against anybody, he's playing against Shaq. Shaq absolutely knocks him over, dunks on him, damn near gives him the ball in his chest, right? The next time down, young Bynum is calling for the ball, turns around and hammers it back on Shaq. Mm-hmm. That's a player, whatever he was in the tail end of his career, whatever, but that's something you can build with. You can't get these guys that when they step on the court, and their eyes get bug and they afraid and you looking for reasons as to why, and then you're putting out all these off-season training videos where they miss no shots.
Right. You're talking about Quentin Grimes. Yeah, I feel you.
I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about Kevin's stepchild. I'm talking about Hoodie Kev's stepchild. I'm talking about all of them. When you take a look at them in their training videos.
Whoa. Time out. Which stepchild are you talking about?
Frank is your illegitimate child.
He's not even on the team anymore.
But I'm talking about all of them.
But he's not
I'm talking about all of them. But when you see him, no, my point is when you see these pieces, when you see them out here, and there's always a reason as to why. Oh, it was a language barrier. It's It's they just flew him in from his championship.
All right. You want to be real? You want to be real? Let's be real. He didn't have once Tibbs came in, his opportunity was shot. And I think the same thing is going to happen.
He was a bum.
Well,
say it with me. Bum.
I'm not going to call him a bum because he played. He was able to play. He was able to play five. Anyone that plays more than 5 years in the NBA, you're not a bum.
He ain't played 5 years. He only played 4.
Regardless, he still played in the NBA. So
you see, and that's what we do. We find reasons as to why these guys are not successful.
But here's the thing, AD. He's not even on the team anymore. We don't have to bring him up.
No, it's just a point. It's just a point I'm making with guys that we get.
When was the last time I brought him up? I never bring him up.
That's because you don't want to take the DNA test. You ashamed.
AD, does he hate Frank?
No, he's ashamed. That's what it is.
Ashamed. Wow. Y'all reaching now.
Breaking news. Cornerstone Kev does not like Frank.
That is not true. I wish him all the best. You know what? On the real, my focus now is on McBride, Deuce McBride. Boy. That's my focus now. And Freezy, I can hear it in your voice. You're not a believer in him. You are not. Deuce McBride. See, there you go. There it is. There it is.
So Adele Chapman, thank you for the super chat, Plata. Adele Chapman says, thoughts on thumbs down, boys from City Field.
I'm a believer that he showed something. You see, you ain't gotta show everything because you're a young guy. But when the lights get on, it can't be us as Knicks fans going, "Oh God." It just can't. That can't be it. We can't go, "Oh God," because it doesn't get better from there. It gets worse.
Yeah. All right, I gotta ask this question too. Freeze, you said something earlier about the management. You're not a believer in this management?
No. So here's the thing. That's not what I'm saying totally. What I'm saying is I'm not saying that this front office is not smart. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the pressure cooker of New York will eventually force them to make a bad decision. It happens to every front office. These dudes that go into the front office are not idiots, bro. They're not idiots.
They're not idiots, but it doesn't seem like they're being swayed either. Because as much as we take last year's draft, we all wanted who between y'all wanted Halliburton? Who wanted Halliburton?
I would have understood the Halliburton, but I can't backtrack now. I liked Obi.
Okay. What about you, Freeze?
Absolutely.
No, I didn't really. I wasn't in love with either. I wanted the Knicks to trade out of the 8th spot and trade down.
Well, you wanted them to trade.
Yeah, I wanted them to trade with the Boston Celtics and do last year what they did this year. Right? I wanted them to trade back and get 3 guys. I wanted if they would have traded back, they could have got Desmond Bane, the shooting guard from Memphis. They could have got Emmanuel Quickly, right? And Peyton Pritchard. Or Malachi Flynn, the point guard from Toronto. That's what I wanted.
He's gonna be a player. He's gonna be a player.
That's what I wanted them to do. Yeah, unfortunately, though, they took Obi.
Well, if we're talking about wants, then I want them to trade to number 2 and get Ball.
Right. Or that. That's what I wanted them to make a move. I think 8 was no man's land in this draft.
Have we seen a team do something like that so linear? Trade up, start from the bottom to trade all the way up to to those top 3 picks.
We saw Dallas and Atlanta swap picks for the guys that they wanted to get.
Yeah. And you saw Atlanta trade and get DeAndre Hunter from the Lakers.
Yeah.
And the RJ Barrett trade. Yeah. And RJ Barrett draft, I'm sorry.
Right.
And so
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying where you have cause for concern and everything. I mean, maybe it's
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
The thing is, this year is is the front office did feel pressure. They traded the number 19 pick. People think the Knicks picked up extra assets. They did not. All they did was take the sandwich they got from Subway, and instead of eating it on the spot, they just put it in the fridge, and they're gonna go back and get it later.
So again, you are really down on this management. Would you been down on management? But what are you saying?
That was one move, Kev. I'm not saying that I'm totally because in the same offseason they went out and got Derrick Rose, Kemba Walker, and Deuce McBride for the point guard situation that had been a mess for eons. So on one hand, when you discredit them for a trade, you got to give them credit for the smart move that they made. So what I'm saying is eventually the pressure of New York City is going to get to this because this is Leon Rose' second year in office, right? And
yes.
Say what happens if this team doesn't make the playoffs in an improved Eastern Conference, right? So you know how patient New York Knicks fans are. They're very patient, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, they're the complete opposite. They are very impatient. It's like
impatient. Oh wait, you said patient. I'm sorry. No, we are impatient. We are, but we have to practice patience.
But
I mean, it took like almost 100 years for the Chicago Cubs to win it. Another championship. They'll probably never win one again.
We're not Chicago.
And then plus Chicago baseball had won a championship in that city within a decade. You know what I'm saying? So the White Sox had broke their curse a few years earlier. And so it took some of the sting off of the city for not winning a championship at all. Right? So if you want to with the Knicks situation is a little bit more uneven because the Yankees won multiple championships. The New York Giants won multiple championships. UConn men's basketball won multiple championships. UConn girls won championships. Right? The New Jersey Devils won multiple championships. So the Knicks could hide in plain sight by not winning championships. But eventually, the chickens have to come home to roost. Eventually, the Knicks are going to be out there, out front, and fans are going to say, with all these other teams winning, how come you can't win? Right? And it's going to be on Dolan. It's on Dolan right now.
He's trying to do well. He is. I mean, A, he's staying out the way, and B, he's trying to put the right people in there. Sometimes it fails. Sometimes he's winning. Right now, it seems like he's gotten a competent front office, but you still have questions about it, and probably you too, AD.
No, here's my thing. I have questions. Come on, you've heard me kick Worldwide West back in, so. It's not even about do I have questions. It's if you have young talent, which we now have young talent, that gives you cover.
Right.
You see? Because we can sit back and if nothing else, even if you're not going to the playoffs, but we have young talent that's looking like something, we can be like, all right, another year or two. That's what it is.
The Patriots just cut Cam Newton.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I figured that was gonna happen.
Wow.
Yeah, I figured it's gonna happen.
Hey, you know the Giants need a quarterback. Their quarterback situation is crazy.
So you're not happy with Daniel Jones at all.
Mike Jones, Daniel Jones, Bobby Jones.
That's funny. You are too funny.
Tom
you
Jones,
are too funny.
Mrs. Jones. Ms. Jones.
He put a Billy Paul in there.
Y'all may as well put Barnaby Jones at quarterback.
Barnaby Jones. Barnaby Jones.
You know what I'm saying?
Barnaby Jones.
But the thing is, so I wanted to just say something real quick. Infamous New King said, no, Freezy, we have an additional. We now have 2 first rounders, ours plus Charlotte, bro. But like the Subway sandwich reference I mentioned, right? You buy your Subway sandwich and you don't eat it now, and you put it in the fridge for later. When you go back in there, it's other food in the refrigerator aside from your Subway sandwich. Charlotte didn't give you that other food. That was still your food. and you put that sandwich in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Charlotte didn't give you 2 picks or 3 picks. All he did was swap. That's all he did was swap. That's it.
Well, we're gonna see what happens. I mean, the season's gonna be starting soon, so just see what happens. Just roll with it. But I will say this: you can't go backwards. You got to keep going frontwards. So
there you go. There you go.
He said frontwards.
There you go. There you go.
Kev said frontwards. I thought the word was forward.
It's
all right. We know what you mean. We know what you mean, corner.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. He's, you know what it is, AD. He's having a Sergeant G-Man moment, trying to correct me. It's all good. It's all good. Trying to poke the bear again. It's all good.
You said frontwards though.
The wheels can't fall off.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah,
that's what it is. You can't have young talent. And okay, since let's go back to it. You can't have a young franchise talent in KP, no matter what the situation was, and you trade him for a bucket of fries.
Well, see, I get with you with that. I get with you with that because Steve Mills was, that was ridiculous.
You just can't. It's how you utilize your assets, and the fans will see through it.
Right. And no matter how people want to say, well, Scott Perry was part of that too. Steve Mills has the final say.
Which he was, but he was part of that. Which he was,
but he still has the final say.
He has final say, but I hire you for your basketball intel and your experience, and you my right hand.
Yeah, but still, he probably well, AD, we don't know the full story because he probably did say, did tell Mills, why don't we try and get, more of this and more of this and this and this. And Steve Mills probably said, no, we're just going to say it right here. I mean, you saw that the disagreement with the Morris trade. He was going to give Morris, I don't know, Steve Mills was about to give him a ridiculous amount, and Scott Perry was like, no,
and trade Randall.
Randall, and then give
correct. But that's your man. You hired him.
No. What I'm saying is he wanted to do that. Steve Mills and Scott Perry said, no, we shouldn't do that. Right. And he was like, no, I want to do it anyway. And what did Scott Perry do? He went to Dolan and said, listen, you know what this guy's going to do for you? He said, oh, we got to move him. Dolan said, oh, we got to move him.
And here you have now the infighting, which then causes confusion and everything else. You see, and you're not doing anything.
Since Leon Rose has been here, where's the infighting been?
No. I'm not saying the infighting is, well, we don't know if there's anything simmering because remember, your top lieutenant, the first time a job was out there, he was gone. Right, your top lieutenant. The first time the job, he wasn't even here. He wasn't even here full season.
What you talking about? Mike Woodson?
Yes, I don't call his name. I just refer to him.
What? What happened with that?
I don't. Well, I've already been on record saying that Willie shouldn't have been let back into the building. Go ahead, Freezy. Bow the head, tip it to the left, tip it to the right. Go ahead.
This is news to me.
I don't even get down with his calling his name and all of that. No,
get out of here. I didn't know that at all. Wow.
We good on Woody.
Hey, we're gonna have to table that discussion because
yes,
I table it about that one.
Table it way out, way to the left, to the left.
Oh my God!
Way to the left. Yes, indeed. There's some things we just don't we don't forget. But for the mere fact that you don't know if he wanted to go one way or. Tibbs is doing something that he didn't want to do, or Johnny Bryant's getting more say than him, and all of a sudden picked up, gone.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because it's Indiana. It's his alma mater. I mean, I could see if he went to Connecticut or someplace like that, but Indiana was his alma mater. So.
The man is 75 years old.
Hey man,
crazy.
Hey man,
You know what I'm saying? You 70. No. Let's keep it above. You 75 years old. You trying to chase around 18, 19-year-olds at 75 years old. Your wife told you got a nice little cushy job up here in New York. You ain't got no real responsibility. You got to run practice sometimes when the coach don't want to be there, and yet still you got to be like, no, I want to go out under recruiting. I want to be out here chasing. I want to be sitting in somebody's living room and all times of the year. You 75 years old.
Yeah, Woody. Nah, this might not be the thing. Oh, hey, listen, everybody, listen. We've been on for about an hour and a half, man. We only got 34 likes, man. Y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Hit that like button.
Let me and thank you, Kev. Get on him, Kev. Get on him, Kev. Tell him to hit that like button, man. And so I gotta run some ads. Just real quick, man. Just want to do something real quick, man. Here we go.
Your man, G-Man for life.
And this is your boy, the one and only Cornerstone Kev, aka Star Child, and we're the hosts of the hit YouTube show, The Pod Couple.
Hey, please tune in on every Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, at 6:30. We'll be here to get you the latest buzz, rumors, gossip, and opinions on our beloved New York Knicks. There will be laughs and surprises.
But no tears. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and turn on the notification bell, and share this on social media and spread the word.
Again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you there.
And please say a prayer for us, because I don't know how I can deal with this guy right
here.
There
we go ad lib. See, this is what happens when we ad lib, right?
Hi, this your boy Free Keith. I'm star of the hit YouTube show Knicks Freestyle. Please tune in to get your latest buzz, rumors, gossip, and opinions about our beloved Knicks. There'll be lots of laughs and surprises, trust me. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notification bells, share on social media, and spread the word. Until then, I'm gonna catch you in the streets.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your guy, City for Real. You know, the co-host of the Knicks at Night podcast. It's your boy. I'm chilling. The Blorange Cheers family is rocking. Y'all know what to do. Throw those orange and blues in the chat. Y'all know how it is. And maybe I will catch you on the next live. Let's get lit. Get that energy all the way up. Let's go New York Knicks. Holla.
Love it. Love it.
Kev, I'm gonna need you to really stand up for yourself with G-Man for life here. He's hogging the moment. He starts the promo off, and he finishes off the promo, and he's gonna tell you what you can say and what you can't say. I'm gonna really need for you to stand up for yourself, Kev.
I'm already.
This is not the army. G-Man for life. They've been a civilian for like 25 years. You know, you can't be having them push you around. I need you to stand up.
Listen, that's Snaggletooth Geritol having. I tried calling him up this morning, man. I couldn't get him and everything. I was like, wake yourself up, man.
Yeah, G-Man for life. Salute. Cause you know he's somewhere watching. watching.
He's probably mad now. He probably heard what Kev said. He can't wait.
He gonna be on. He gonna be on in 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, man. Hey, so AD, we probably gonna have to do a spot for old school Knicks. Probably gonna have to do a little spot, man. You know,
that's what's up.
I think that's one of the things Rob the Nick wanted to hit you up about. Like,
all right,
getting the intro and doing a spot. Something that y'all, you know what I'm saying, like or whatever. I was gonna talk to y'all about maybe doing like a 5-minute trailer where y'all can describe what it is, which y'all gonna be talking, maybe not 5 minutes, but however long it takes for y'all to describe who y'all are and what y'all trying to accomplish with the joint. But in the meantime, Kev, this for you, Kev.
Well, bro, if you mind your own business,
that was for you.
If he minded his own business, he needs to come on here and defend himself.
Yeah.
And stop eating that oatmeal where you can sip it through a straw. That's what he eats right now.
Wow.
That's so wrong, but damn funny.
Wow. Hey, so Paris Doug, thank you for the super chat platter. He says, question: is the fan base going to handle their favorite players are going to be challenged for their positions by new guys and the upcoming draft picks?
Hey,
in my opinion, in my opinion, I say no, right? Because here's the thing, and I'm not shading or disliking the young guys, but here's the thing: who is Miles McBride to say he gonna push Kemba Walker? How about show and prove first? How about show something in the NBA before we start putting you in the same conversation as a multiple-time All-Star?
Yeah, but here's the thing: if he shows out in practice and shows out in the preseason,
yes,
you know,
I was just about to say that, Kev.
Yeah.
It's what we talked about the other day.
If he does that,
it's what we talked about the other day, Freezy, with the young line and the old line. In practice, them knees that you're gonna need to ice on the second day. I'm giving you the business, D Rose, Kemba Walker. My job is his. I want your spot.
You know what it is, AD? You know what it is? Our beloved Mr. Uncle Freeze does not believe in the hype of McBride. I think that's what it is.
In the immortal words of the great American poet, Flavor Flav, don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
the great American poet Flavor Flav said, "Don't believe the hype."
Don't believe the hype.
No, I'm buying the hype from not just McBride. I'm buying the hype from Grimes. I like what I see. I can't lie to you. I like what I see.
Okay, so I got to see a little bit more of Grimes for that. I saw what I saw in McBride. I got to see a little bit more from Grimes and everything. And I'll also tell you this, and AD might agree with this. Now they're going to send Sims to the G League.
Right.
If one of these guys gets hurt, I'm not wishing it on him, but if one of these guys gets hurt and they pull him up, someone's going to get cut because Sims is going to be that dude.
Cut?
Yeah, someone's going to have to be cut.
Not even traded. Not even traded. Not even
traded or something because something because this guy, man.
I mean, he has all. I mean, he looks like Dwight Howard physically. He's got that, but I want him to play. And me and Freezy talked about this before. I don't want him to sit on the bench like old furniture, like old furniture.
Right.
No, he needs experience. I want you to play.
He wants to play.
Yeah, you need to play. You need to play. But for the young guys, you're supposed to want to push these. You're supposed to want to push these older guys.
Right.
I'm not taking it easy on you in practice because they have to ice you down the game before. No. I'm giving you the business.
AD, what was that movie Jamie Foxx played in with Al Pacino and
For Any Given Sunday?
Yeah.
Steaming, Willie Beeman.
Yeah, that was a fly. That's one of my favorite football movies, man. That's one of my favorite football movies.
Dude, and the funniest thing is that movie in the movie theater was horrible.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But I bought it on VHS from Blockbuster.
Yes,
me too. Me too.
And on VHS and cable or whatever, that movie is great. But I saw that in the movie theater. That movie was horrible in the movie theater.
Yeah. But the thing about it was with that movie, with that story, Dennis Quaid was the Dan Marino of Miami, and he got hurt, and probably could have put him out the season and everything, but he got hurt, and then they went to their second string quarterback, and then he got hurt the next play, and then they put Jamie Foxx in there, and Jamie Foxx was just just lighting it up.
Yeah.
Just lighting it up and everything. And that made Dennis Quaid's character, skeptical.
Expendable.
Well, yeah, you can use the word expendable too. But the thing about it also, Al Pacino, the coach, hey, what's up, Danny? How you feeling, bro?
Hey, Kev, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Hey, I can't call it, man. I can't call it. But the thing about it was I'm calling him Danny. Al Pacino's character believed in Dennis Quaid so much that he was willing to bench Jamie Foxx. And that's what I'm hoping that Tibbs, looking at this situation, I'm hoping Tibbs doesn't do that. I hope he sees that, you know what? McBride or whoever is really doing this, we might have to reevaluate everything.
Sometimes you have a young guy, and me and Freezy, we talked about this before. Perfect case in point. Knicks draft Mark Jackson, right? Knicks have Rory Sparrow. Mark Jackson is busting Rory Sparrow, you know what, in training camp.
Yeah.
2 games in, they cut Rory Sparrow.
Wow.
Okay? Wow. 2 games in, they cut him. Everything else is history.
Everything else is history. Hey, real quick, did you say that was Rick Pitino that
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
2 games in, they cut him because why? It's for the betterment of the team, and you got an old point guard that is not in that modern transition game, and you have a young center who can run.
Right. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
It's not playing station-to-station basketball. So why are you here? Why am I keeping you exactly? And I could play this young guy 38 to 40 minutes.
Right.
No, you're out of here. 2 games in, they cut him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. They didn't put him on the bench. They didn't make him an assistant coach.
Right.
They walked him out the building.
Right. Yeah. Walked him out. Like what you say, they walked right out the building. Yep.
Hey, so to make you laugh, when's the last time you saw a roster with 3 future NBA head coaches on it? That roster had 3 NBA head coaches on it.
Yeah.
So was it Scott Brooks? Was Brooks still there?
No.
Billy Donovan. I remember Billy Donovan got a cup of coffee with us. I don't know if he played the whole season.
No, Billy Donovan got a 10-day contract, and they cut him. They cut him by like the 5th day.
Okay. Yeah, man. So they had Mark Jackson, Billy Donovan, and Rick Carlisle on the roster all at the same time.
Yeah.
Three NBA head coaches on the roster all at the same time.
Yeah. Did we have Gerald Wilkins on that team, Freezy?
Yes, sir.
So.
We
Yes.
sure did. Yep.
Yes.
We had Ken Bannister, right?
Bannister,
yes.
Was Bannister still there?
Ken the Animal Bannister. I think he had like one more year. That might have been like his final year with the Knicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. So your boy Sidney Green was still there though.
I think he had just got his new 4-year deal, 5-year, whatever it was.
200 million.
I think, he just got his new deal, and then they saw that, Sidney was just Sidney. They saw that Sidney.
He was ice cream, but he was just vanilla.
Average, and no disrespect to Sidney, Fort Greene, Brooklyn. We in the house. But he was just average. He
came from Milwaukee, right?
No, Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Detroit. The Knicks signed him on a free agent. Detroit had a chance to match when the league rules are different, and Detroit was like, "Bye-bye, Sidney."
Yeah.
Right. Bye-bye.
And we were like, we'll take him. We'll take him.
We picked him up at the airport. We'll take him. Yep.
Yeah, we'll take at Detroit Airport, we picked him up. We'll take him. We'll take him. Detroit to get him.
And Freezy was driving.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it.
And so I just wanted to say that the Knicks fans do deserve a championship, man, because of all the things that we've gone through. We've sat through every tragedy imaginable. Every way you can lose, we've done it. And we've done it with people watching. Like, say, for instance, when the Vancouver Grizzlies were losing, nobody won. When the Seattle Supersonics were losing, nobody was watching.
Right.
But when New York loses, bro, we're the butt of every joke from here to California. We're the butt of every joke.
That's right.
And so you would think that a team that's so high profile would deserve to win a championship, right? I think they deserve to win a championship. Hey, Kev, what's going on, man? I hope I didn't offend you on that, right?
What are you talking about?
Cause I saw you looking at the phone. I hope I ain't do nothing to make you mad, man.
I'm multitasking.
Okay.
Danny, you see how they do me, man? You see how he does me? You see how he does me? He's always poking. Danny, this is Emperor Palpatine, all rolled up in one. Emperor Palpatine and Thanos, all rolled up into one.
I was gonna say if I didn't offend you, I know somebody who will.
Oh God!
Damn! Here he comes. Here he comes.
There's your partner.
G-Man for life. What's good?
What's good, my brothers? What's good? What's good? Happy Tuesday, Nation. What's going on up in here today? On the morning drive. Hey, Kev, don't hide your face. It's too late. It is too late for that.
I'm just saying, if I didn't offend you, I know somebody who will.
And it's here. And he goes by the name of Sergeant Nick, aka G-Man for life.
I gotta stop smoking.
You have called for the Thunder. The Thunder is here. And it's on the top. I'm just saying, it's on the top. Don't get nervous.
If you're gonna quote the movie Tombstone, say it right. You called down the thunder. Now you got it.
That's copyright. I don't want to be like everybody else. I'm gonna take what's original and make it my own. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do.
But you ain't original, man.
Here we go. I get up this morning. You know, I try to have a good cup of coffee.
Hey, man.
No.
Hey, he don't move the crowd. He follows the crowd.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. I'm trying to be, hospitable and whatnot.
And I'm crying.
But look. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm coming to Jersey, right? And we going. I'm going to take you shopping, so you can stop wearing them Geronimo shirts that you got, right? We gonna go get you some real lifestyle adult type shirts.
Hey, man. Hey, I had this is a Sears and Roebuck. It's actually the Brag and Dragon. I took the dragon off and everything.
This is how I'm gonna tell you how old you are. Sears and Roebuck has not been Sears and Roebuck in years. Now it's just Sears. Roebuck ain't been in the game for a hot minute. You know what I'm saying?
Since 75.
You know what I'm saying? And that's probably when Kev went shopping and bought that shirt in 75.
I told you
it's the Brag and Dragon, not the Tigre even. It's Brag and Dragon.
I cannot. Y'all are killing me. Y'all are too much.
Wow. Wow. Hey, Paris Duggar, thank you for the super chat platter. Guys saw they are better than certain guys already. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I think me and Cully have a song that we sing at night on the Knicks at Night podcast. You know what I'm saying? For Deuce McBride and Jericho Sims and Rokas Jokobitis and the other dude. What's the other dude name? The other rookie they took in the first.
You will not be singing that song this year.
Bro. Splinters in your behind.
Hey.
Splinters in your behind. Splinters in your behind. That's a those guys, those rookies are not. Bro, you telling me you gonna sit Derrick Rose for Miles McBride, bro? It's not happening.
But freeze. If these guys are showing out, all right. We were always saying how Tibbs doesn't play the rookies. Well, that was dismayed this past year because he played Obi and he played quickly.
Agreed.
If these three guys, I'm not gonna throw Sims in there because he is gonna start in the G League and everything. So I'll say the two. If these two guys and Grimes and McBride, if these guys show out and like what AD was saying, make Derrick Rose and whoever look old, he's gonna do it. Because the bottom line is we want to win. Vegas already has us at would you stop it with that T-Mobile whatever it's called, man? Anyway, as I was saying, till we were rudely interrupted by a cheap cricket phone. Nextel, exactly.
There you go.
Oh
wow. He's gonna if we want to win, he's gonna have to use those guys. He's gonna have to, no question.
I don't know, bro. I just think if we throw butts in there,
birthday.
Yeah, if we throw butts in there, man, or what if Kemba Walker gets back to All-Star Kemba? Because you said what if McBride, but what if Kemba gets back to All-Star Kemba?
Well, then that's great for us.
Right, either way, that's
either way.
Right.
All I'm just saying, and me and G-Man have been on record about this. We just want to make sure that he uses all his resources, because an argument could be made that during the playoffs, maybe Atlanta would have, still would have won, maybe, but he didn't. Tibbs didn't utilize all his resources.
At some point, we're going to have to get with Kevin and let him finish a thought in less than a minute. So it took him about 5 minutes to say what he had to say. I'm like, oh my God, really? Could we just spit it out? Say what you mean what you say. You know what I'm saying?
At least my equipment works, chump.
Yeah. You got me at a disadvantage. I am not at home.
I was trying to leave that in the past, but now you done brought it up.
Oh wow!
And make your bed up too, man. Make your bed.
People get paid to do this. I'm not doing that. I don't get paid to do that.
Show some class, man.
Hey, so let me do that. I'm gonna do the super chatter platter real quick. Mama said, "Don't trust you." Thank you for the super chatter platter. Kimba's gonna help us win 2 chips.
Can we get one? Can we get one? Mama said,
"My brother." We start on one first.
Yeah, can we get one? Give us one.
Right.
And here's Kev. They have to play those young guys, even if they play small lineups. They have to play them all.
They got to play them. They have to play them. They got to. You can't just leave. You can't just leave stuff that's polished jewels on the bench. You got to use them. You got to.
I don't know if these cats are polished jewels, bro. And I don't think that Tibbs is going to bench them because they're rookies. I think he's going to bench them, and they're going to get splinters in their behind because of the depth that the Knicks have this season compared to the lack of depth the Knicks had last season. So,
Does Kevin Knox get run?
No, in my opinion, he's the 11th guy.
He's left out.
Miles McBride is the 12th guy. Quentin Grimes is the 13th guy.
I want to see Grimes and those guys before Knox.
Well, even okay. So say Knox is the 13th guy, right? That means that Knox is the 13th guy. That means Grimes is the 11th guy. McBride is the 12th guy. I mean, what are you going to do? You going to take minutes from Obi or Alec Burks or Derrick Rose or Nerlens Noel?
I'll take minutes from Burks
or Emmanuel Quickly, just so that Grimes and McBride can play. I mean, the second unit is set. The second unit is Rose, Quickly, Burks, Obi, Nerlens. The starters: Kemba, RJ, Fournier, Randall, Mitch. So the 11th guy, even in the best case scenario, is Miles McBride.
But you
and
can't
and Tibbs only runs a 10-man rotation, bro.
He's going to have to expand that. He's going to have to. He's going to have to expand that because you can't leave your Freeze. Who's your young core? Who is your young core?
Right now is Randall, RJ, Mitch. Obi, quickly.
Okay. And these three guys, these two guys right here, you're going to have to find a way to get them in there.
Right.
I'm telling you, out of both players, okay, all right. I know AD was high on Grimes, but I'm more high on McBride because McBride, he's giving you what Tibbs wants is that defensive intensity, and he can score. Would you agree to that, Sergeant?
Hold on for a second. I'm multitasking right
Well, why are you on here if you doing all that then?
Because what you saying right there, right? So I can talk to you later on. You speaking.
Star Child is coming for next. Star Child is going for jugulars this morning.
I'm about to shoot him with the bop gun if he keeps.
They have to get Grimes in. Grimes has to play. That guy has a shot. His release is unbelievable.
Exactly.
And unbelievable.
What have we been complaining about for so long?
No shooting.
Shooters.
Thank you.
We want shooters. Now, what was your question? Now that I finished doing, stuff that's paying my bills.
Well, it's great that you can join us for class. You know what I'm saying? It's great that you can join us for class. What we were saying was how we have to get these young guys. Who's your young core? Who's your young core?
As the team is currently constructed right now, will be RJ, Mitch, Randall, Obi, quickly.
Grimes?
They don't qualify yet.
No?
Why?
Why?
They gotta move it.
They don't qualify.
They gotta do something.
We were saying how IQ and Quickly were the young core, and they hadn't even
Hey, Star Child.
Played yet.
IQ and Quickly are the same person.
Really? I meant Obi. And it seems like you're on your game, and he ain't because he didn't even say nothing.
You know what? I told somebody in the chat earlier. You're such an easy target, Kev. Sometimes you just, I feel bad. Just when you throw up a softball, it ain't no fun when you're hitting a home run from a softball. Throw me a fastball.
All right, Bubba.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
All right, Bubba.
Look, IQ and Quickly. Stop playing with me right now.
I meant Obi and Quickly.
Like I said before, say what you mean what you say. See, this is where we go. This is how we end up here. But I saw promise in a McBride and a Grimes. What these people keep calling me? Stop.
Is that the song? Why can't we be friends? Is that?
No, that's the generic dial tone that comes on everybody's cell phone.
I'm just making sure. Making sure.
No.
I thought you was busting some war out there. You know what I'm saying?
Stop playing.
Why can't we be friends? We can never be friends. We can never be friends.
I thought that was war.
Exactly. Yeah, it's war. It's war.
But when we talk about these young guys, right? And I was very pleased to see what their performance was in the summer league. But again, it's a summer league. You know what I'm saying? How many people that perform well in the summer league, and people had all these high expectations of what they would do coming into the league, and they were a bust.
Well, here's the other thing. When have we ever been, I won't say overjoyed, but excited to see players after the summer league? For us, usually after the summer league, we're like, well, we'll just see what he can do, in the upcoming season. We were really excited about McBride and
Grimes.
And Grimes and Sims.
Yeah.
Now we talked about it. I said that Sims is going to go to the G League, but God forbid if somebody gets hurt and they have to call him up, he's not going to lose his spot.
And that's going to happen because Noel is going to get hurt.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And Mitch, unfortunately, eventually to do something.
Burks, Burks will get hurt. Rose is going to get hurt, cleaned up.
Yeah.
Kemba,
That's what I'm saying. These guys are going to get burned. They're going to get burned. These young
but then
guys.
the other thinking, and this is something else that G-Man and I talked about on our show, was as much as
what show y'all talking about?
The Pod Couple.
Oh yeah, what time does that come on?
That comes on 6:30 every Thursday.
You got to guide him, Freeze. You got to guide him because you got to guide him. It should be a plug every time you open your mouth. Every time you open your mouth.
Anyway, so now you made me lose my thought, man. Oh man. What I was saying was, as much as we're going to rely on a Kemba or a Derrick Rose, when the playoffs do roll around, you got to keep them fresh. So you got to use these young guys, no matter who we're playing against, and you also have to put them in situations too against these, these big time teams, a la your Miamis, a la your Philadelphias. You gotta use these guys. You gotta use them,
right?
Because if the goal is that once we get to the playoffs to not do what we saw Derrick Rose do, we have to use these young guys. We have to.
So and what you just said, ironically enough, and I don't believe that I'm about to say this, but it makes a sliver of sense about this much. You know what I'm saying? But I see your point.
No, you mean it makes this much sense?
No.
This
right here. See, I see right now you have a problem in measuring things. So I would never want to eat nothing that you cook because you're
this is length. This is width. I messed up.
Right. But I agree from the standpoint that if we're looking long term and we want to make sure that we have that these vets have legs when it comes to the playoffs, I agree that Tibbs should find some way to get these young guys burned. With that, I agree. Now, in being realistic, will he do that? Probably not. That's not his style of ball. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go with the starting five that Freeze just named. It's gonna be Kemba, Fournier, RJ, Randall, and Mitch. Unless somebody gets hurt, that's gonna be the starting five for the New York Knicks.
Okay, so let me ask you this. And I'll ask Danny and Uncle Freeze the same thing. Do you think we were burnt out by the time the playoffs rolled around?
Last year?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yes. Because
so again, if we're going by what you just said, then the same thing is going to happen because we haven't gotten these guys enough burn so that these, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree. But what I'm saying,
so his ways of thinking has to change.
But what I want to, G-Man, if I may, I just want to clarify one thing. What I'm saying is this. See, what we're the debate we're having is cloudy in a sense that we don't have a line of demarcation. What I'm saying is I'm not saying that these guys won't get minutes, and you guys are saying they need to get minutes. What I'm saying is they won't be in the rotation.
They won't be in the rotation.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that these guys won't play at all, because if they knew that going in, they wouldn't even draft it in this draft.
Right.
If they knew they were going to be playing guys that wouldn't be playing. What I'm saying is there's a rotation that's set. That's why I named the starters and the bench. Right.
Right.
Now if for injuries or lack of production and all that stuff, Tibbs is going to be. He's a smart coach. He won Coach of the Year last year. So if Kemba Walker gets hurt or if it's on the back end of a back-to-back, of course Miles McBride's going to play. But what I'm saying is he's not going to take minutes from Kemba Walker. He's not going to take minutes from Derrick Rose. These two dudes, whether people realize it or not, Derrick Rose and Kemba Walker are two Hall of Fame point guards.
Yeah.
Right? Both going to the Hall of Fame, right? And you can't say a dude that's fresh out of college is going to step on the team and take minutes from two Hall of Fame point guards. Come on. I mean, we got to be as Knicks fans. We got to be reasonable. Like, first of all, how about let's let Miles McBride find out where the lunchroom is first? Can we let him find out where his locker is first? What about the cafeteria? Right.
So are you saying are you saying that we shouldn't be excited? Is that what you're saying?
Kev, what?
No, that's what I'm trying. You're saying let him find a lunchroom and everything. So what you're saying is curb your enthusiasm about this guy.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying be patient with this guy. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
Be patient with Miles McBride, man. If he don't play the first 5 games of the season, don't put Tibbs' head on the chopping block. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Man, just be patient. Let Miles McBride work his way in. Miles McBride clearly is the future at the point guard position for the Knicks.
Do you think that was Alonzo Trier's downfall? Was that we put too much pressure on him and he felt as though that he had to actually be the man?
No, Trier's not an NBA player. Miles McBride is an NBA player.
But were we saying that when he was on the roster?
They put pressure on him. Yeah, for a while there was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Part of it is he played in the G League first and earned that pressure.
He didn't get to the G League. They said, you know what, we're going to rip up this contract and we're going to give you. They cut Ron Baker.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right.
He was going to.
I'm right. I'm wrong. You're right.
At least you could admit it, because somebody that's wearing orange cannot admit it at times. But anyway.
but Kev, in this case though, with Miles with Miles McBride, and the case with Alonzo Trier didn't have 2 Hall of Famers playing in front of him.
Right.
Yeah.
And just so let the record reflect, right? Kev, what color is that shirt you got on?
This is tangerine.
Oh, it's not tangerine.
And tangerines are not oranges.
Hey, Freezy, not this. I think these guys are going to get minutes. You know why? Because they're going to monitor both Kemba and Derrick Rose's minutes. So they're going to squeeze these guys in.
Right.
They're going to squeeze these guys in.
Right. I'm not. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying that these guys are not going to play, bro. That's not what I'm saying, because I think they'll play for sure. But I don't see a situation where say 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Tibbs is going to be like, no, D Rose, you go sit. I got to bring in Miles McBride.
Right.
No, he's not going to do that.
I don't see that.
But if he's putting pressure on that lead guard or whoever, if he's making it real difficult, how can you
but the question
ignore that?
But the question is, so the question you're saying is one that's pointed, and it's kind of like a trick question at the same time, because what you said, if he's putting pressure on the lead guard, that assumes that he's already in the game.
Right.
So if he's already
I got it. Okay.
Yeah. So but my point is when you have 2 Hall of Fame point guards already, you like that rotation at point guard, because for the longest time the Knicks never had 1 Hall of Fame point guard.
Right.
And now we have 2. Right? And so with that said, now with 2 Hall of Fame, hey, Quiet Money, what's good? And so with that said, you at least want to see what the 2-man rotation, the 2-headed monster at point guard is going to look like when you have 2 Hall of Famers, right? I'm not willing to destroy that experiment just because we have a hot, flashy point guard prospect coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Let's try the 2-headed monster at point guard first, and then now Grimes, on the other hand, can Quentin Grimes break into that 4-man rotation at the shooting guard small forward spot?
No, I don't.
Because you're talking about RJ, Fournier, Burks, and Quickly, right? You think Grimes is going to break in there? And because I just, because first of all, RJ Barrett is going to be a league leader in minutes at one of those positions, right? He's going to be, because he's been that for his entire career. You think Quentin Grimes is going to step in and take minutes from RJ Barrett? Nah.
See,
is he going to take minutes from a 10-year veteran?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you with that. I believe the road for one of these guys to get more minutes goes through McBride before it goes through Grimes.
Right. So yeah. So the thing is when I joke about these rookies getting splinters and they behind, I'm saying it is a rite of passage. Be patient. You don't have to come in like gangbusters. That's been our problem forever. That we expect somebody to come in and be the savior. How about somebody come in and be the helper? You know what I'm saying?
When Allen Houston first started with Detroit, did he jump right in and start, or did he or get meaningful minutes?
I think he was a starter, right?
Nah, he came off the bench. He came in. Joe Dumars was still starting at the 2. They had they had old man Dumars. They still had Isaiah Thomas rehabbing off Achilles, and they had Lindsey Hunter, and they had a 6'8" do it all wing / point guard. They had a 6'8" Luka Doncic, except super athletic, named Grant Hill. Mm-hmm. So and then they acquired Jerry Stackhouse also, I think, too. So it was or was it Stackhouse? They had somebody playing with Grant Hill. So it was just Allen Houston had to work his way into the rotation, but when he got there, he showed something. But he didn't show a lot. He didn't show the tip of the iceberg until he got with the Knicks. But I understand why Kev asked that question.
Right, because I'm agreeing with you about Grimes and everything. I just think that McBride is going to make a bigger impact coming in. Now, scratch that. I think it's going to be easier for McBride to get in before Grimes does.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and you're saying that
from defense.
For defense and a point of
ball handling. I mean,
the word I'm using, practicality.
Right.
Is what I'm. So you have 2 Hall of Fame point guards, but they're also injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more practical to bring in the rookie point guard to take to supplement those minutes, as it would be to play quickly at the point guard and let Grimes play.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of forcing a non-natural point guard to play point guard, it'd just be better to have a point guard play, and you could still have Quickly's offense.
Because what I could also see Tibbs telling D Rose, you know what? Sit back a little bit. I'm gonna put McBride right here, him and Quickly running that backcourt and see what happens. But this is only through the regular season. Once these playoffs start, if and when we do make the playoffs, I do see Derrick Rose, getting those meaningful minutes. Because again, I mean, and let's be real. Who's going to last more? Who's going to be on the team in 3 years, and who's not? It's a strong possibility Derrick Rose is not going to be on, on the team.
Yeah, Derrick Rose ain't gonna be. They gave him 3 years. To be here.
Yeah, he's not going to be here that long.
Yeah. And so G-Man, you notice when I sung the song "Splinters in Your Behind," Kelly showed up in the chat.
What's going on? What's going on, Kelly? What's going on, Kelly, my brother?
Hey, that's that sixth sense, man. When you hear your the shout out, you got to show up. You know what I'm saying? That's right. What we do. I'm waiting for the remix. That's all I'm waiting for.
Right. that is hilarious. So I just wanted to mention to the Knicks fans, man, everywhere. I'm not hating on the young guys. This is an excellent problem to have.
Right.
Right. You have the rookies who can learn how to be professionals on the bench, and they can play in low leverage situations. Like we up by 25. Say we up by 25 on the Washington Wizards. You know what I'm saying? It's a back to back. You can sit D Rose and Kemba, and let Miles McBride take us on the victory. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But last year we couldn't do that. Last year Elf had to play every minute.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, we had to let the Gremlin play.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is. That's Hey Danny, that's Stripe. That was Stripe. That was Stripe.
Yeah,
you know. And don't worry, he's gonna melt once he puts on his uniform out there in Phoenix. He's gonna melt. He's gonna melt. Of course. Because you know in the movie in the Gremlins, what's the one thing you had to do? Keep him out of sunlight. Well, he's gonna be in sunlight. He's gonna be in sunlight and melt.
Yep.
Hey, so
I wish my counterpart could melt, but you know.
Wow. Well, so let me say this just real quick to Danny, right? So I have 2 breakout players or 3 breakout players, man. I think it's gonna be, and this thing is changing, it's morphing, and because what I do behind the scenes while I'm like putting shows together, okay, let me say this first. So Danny, man, people come to me a lot. They like, hey, Uncle Freezy, man, I got this show idea. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the player faces on dice, and we're gonna roll the dice, and whoever face show up, that's who we're gonna talk about. And I'm like, nah, bro, your idea whack, man. We need to come up with something else. You know what I'm saying? So I get show ideas all the time. The ones that y'all see, by the time you get to see it, I probably have sifted through like 10 or 12 ideas. You know what I'm saying? To get to. But anyway, while I'm doing that, I have all these things going through my mind, like who's gonna be the next breakout player, right, this year? And I have 3 of them. I mentioned 3 of them 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I think I changed my list.
Oh wow.
So I think the Knicks breakout player, because for a long time I was saying it was gonna be Kevin Knox, right?
Oh,
but yeah, you read my mind. So I think the 2 breakout players, the 3 breakout players.
Are we saying Obi because of this ingrate that's on the screen here, or
nah? He not an ingrate, bro. That's our brother. So I'm predicting Obi is gonna break out. I'm predicting Obi to be 14 points, 6 rebounds a game, and a season full of highlight dunks.
I agree.
Season full of highlight dunks.
Unfortunately, I agree with that.
Yes. Right, and so here's the thing. I think with the defense collapsing on Kemba and Derrick Rose, Obi is going to be our Sean Kemp. And so for people are always saying, man, don't compare Obi to Sean Kemp. Nah, bro, he the perfect man. Listen.
Yeah.
When Sean Kemp first got to the NBA, he looked like a tourist in Times Square.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He looked like a tourist in Times. You ever been in Times Square with a whole bunch of tourists, bro? They look like they look so out of place.
Lost.
They people like the light is changing. It's time to cross the street. They standing there looking around the area. Where's everybody going? Yeah. Bro, it's all crossing the street. Bro, you lost crossing the street? I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? So that was Sean Kemp and Obi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This year though, I think Obi is gonna be about 14-6.
That's a good number. That's a good number.
I think the 3 is gonna be a weapon for Obi this year. Right? I think Obi is gonna surprise us with the 3 ball because his form never looked bad. His confidence looked bad.
Yeah.
Like should I be taking this 3 right here?
He's quite nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. The playbook says take this 3 right here.
Do you think he's going to shoot it everywhere, or do you think it's just going to be like those corner threes?
No, I think where we shot bad from is top of the key.
Yeah.
Right. So we shot good from the wings and the corners. Right.
Okay.
I think Reggie Bullock was probably. I think he was the best 3-point shooter from top of the key. Everybody else is meh. But to Obi's point though, I think in any game where Obi hits 2 or 3 pointers in one game,
right,
you might see Obi go for 25 because you can't contest the 3 and stop him from going to the basket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the other player too, I think is going to be the breakout star for this team is RJ Barrett. And it's not because I'm a Barrettier, but the raw data suggests that RJ Barrett is on a trajectory to become better than Bradley Beal. This is what the data says. Now, you might not believe data. Some people don't like data. Some people believe in this weird thing called the eye test, right? Bro, I've been in situations where people have got their eyes tested, and it's not a pretty sight. Some people leave that eye test with glasses, bro. I've seen people leave the eye test with glasses, bro. So what I'm saying is I think RJ is gonna break out this year in a
You
way.
ain't said nothing but a word.
Hey, yeah, I'm saying
You ain't said nothing but a word.
Bro, I've been to the eye test. I know for a fact
You
that
ain't said nothing but a word.
everybody don't pass. Everybody don't pass the eye test, bro. Some people need,
That's
you know. So, but my point is with RJ is when you have Evan Fournier, Kemba, Derrick Rose, and if Miles McBride is worth all this conversation.
Hold on one second, guys. 1 second.
So if Miles McBride is worth all this conversation we're having about him, and if Obi Toppin is indeed a breakout candidate, that means you got to play RJ Barrett 1-on-1.
So Freeze, I have to ask you, for as good as we talk about RJ, why in the world does he get so much hate from our own fan base?
I'm gonna say this, and don't feel disrespected by it, because I'm gonna just answer this honestly, right? Some people just don't know what they're talking about, but they're loud. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't have a clue to what they're talking about, but they're loud. Yeah. Like for instance, for the people that say that trade Randall because Obi Toppin is ready right now. No, that's not true.
That's dumb.
That's not true. Do we love Obi? Do we love Obi? Yes.
Yeah.
Is he ready? No. But there's nothing wrong with not being ready, bro.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with not being ready. You know, I mean, when I joined the military, man, I definitely was not ready for the military. Did I have a lot of knowledge about the military? My family has a military background. A lot of a lot of people in my family joined the military, so they would come back and tell me stories about what they expect. So when I got there, I kind of knew what to expect. But was I ready to be a soldier? Nah, I was a high school athlete, right? I took ROTC, but I was a high school athlete taking ROTC. Right. But when I got into the military, I had to become a soldier. So RJ is Obi an all-star? No. He has to become an NBA player first, and then he'll become an all-star. Right. But it's a step-by-step process. It's the same thing I'm saying with Grimes, McBride, Jokic, and Sims. Let's give them some time to step into these roles, man. Let's not rush it. Because like the example that Cornerstone Cavs had with Alonzo Trier, we rushed him into it, and now where's Trier at?
He's out the league.
He's sitting home watching. He's sitting at home watching the morning drive right now. What's up?
Right. He mad at Miles McBride because Miles McBride got his spot.
Got his spot, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them deals that we should just be patient. Like, you know, I think Obi is going to be 14-6. I think the 3 ball is going to be what takes him from. Obi might be 9-4, but if he can knock down that 3 ball consistently, 14-6, and definitely have an impact on winning in New York, because that's what we want. I don't care if we beat a team by 30 and Obi Toppin score 40. I don't care nothing about that. I just want to win. I would rather him score 2 as long as we win by 1.
As long as we win.
Yeah.
You know what else? What helps these young guys now is that we have a front office and a coaching staff that really believes in these guys too. That we don't have, half-step in development coaches or personnel or anything like that. These guys generally, the front office and the coaching staff, are taking their jobs very seriously and making sure that these guys are at their best for when they step out on the floor.
Right.
Because for years we didn't have development. We didn't have, how many coaches before Tibbs did we go through?
Yeah, man. Ooh, that's a good question.
Quite a few. But I also believe, right, and we saw glimpses of this last season, towards the end of the season, where you got a Tibbs that's willing to make, finally willing to make adjustments, right? And I think that, based on the fact that he had his fingerprints are all over the people that we drafted in this last draft class. So that's got Tibbs written all over. So I have to believe in my heart of hearts that, get Kev. I knew it was him. He talking about my ringtone. That's that doggone Teams call right there. I know what that is. And he got to go do some work. But I think,
Shut up, G-Man. I heard you. Son of a gun. I heard you.
But Tibbs had a hand in drafting these guys, so at some point he expects for them to play. But to Freezy's point, it's no need to rush these guys, right? You sitting behind all-star vets right now, right? Where you can learn from. You can figure out how to become an NBA player first, to Freezy's point, and then once the situation presents itself, you can come in the game without a whole bunch of pressure. Like Obi was under last year. He couldn't shoot the 3-ball last year because he was afraid of making a mistake. Every time he make a play, he looking at the sideline, looking at Tibbs.
Tibbs was calling his name, Obi! Obi! Y'all watch the games on TV? Y'all heard it?
Yes. So, to that point, the youngins that we got right now won't have to go through that, right? Because you have players out there that are going to be able to produce on a night in and night out basis. And when these guys get a chance, they'll get some burn. But, like Freezy said before, I don't believe they're going to be in that 10-man rotation.
But you said something key.
I always do, Kev. I'm amazed.
We're not saying that. We're not.
But thank you. Go ahead, Kev.
Gee, hold on 1 second. Let me.
Obi!
I got some CVS ibuprofen. I needed to take
Look,
3 of those.
First of all, there's no O in ibuprofen. It's ibuprofen, not obiprofen. You trying to give Obi some props, renaming the drug. Kev, don't do that.
Freezy, I'm naming you in my will to have all my guitars, all right? Because he's going to drive me to drink, and I'm going to. All right, I got 4 guitars. You haven't seen all my guitars. I'm gonna have to show you.
Hey, did I tell you Jolene? I got Jolene over here. Did I tell you I gotta have a guitar? I named her Jolene.
No, I didn't. Anyway, what G-Man said. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Are you the boss? Why are you bossing me?
He's the boss.
I am not the boss.
He was
the
like,
boss.
Kev, I saw you whisper. I heard Kev was like, okay, now get your rump over there and go back to work. I saw you, Kev.
That is. There's that next tell.
That's it.
I saw Kev. Kev was
no.
like, Do you have the TPS reports prepared?
I have Verizon. I have a Samsung phone.
Okay.
So, mine's top of the line.
What about TPS reports? Are the TPS reports there?
No.
You know what movie that's from?
No, what's that from?
Office Space.
Office Space.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, all right. Back on topic. To G-Man's point, yeah, Tibbs drafted these guys, so I'm sure. I mean, I wouldn't say he drafted them, but he picked them. So I'm sure that somewhere down the line he is going to use them. So I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if McBride comes in sooner than later. Because we're talking about how we want to let these guys marinate, how we want them to take the time to grow and everything. Right. I think with McBride, I think he's gonna fit him right in. I really do.
Okay. I think he's gonna have to. I think he's gonna show up in practice. He's gonna take it to these vets. He needs to get some burn. He's gonna get burned. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to the first game at when they play Boston at the Garden.
Nice.
The matchup I want to see, Danny. The matchup I want to see, and I told this to G-Man. The matchup I want to see is McBride against Smart, because you got 2 bench guys coming in.
They're similar, yeah.
They both look like look like each other. I cannot wait. But the thing about it is, in my opinion, from what I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna hold off on that. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off, G-Man. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on making that. I'll wait till the first game. But that's the matchup I want to see because you got two pit bulls going up against each other. And don't get it twisted. McBride is going to be that pit bull for us. He's going to be that pit bull for us. If anybody saw Avengers Endgame when Thanos' army came down and they were unleashing, some of his goons on everybody, McBride's going to be that. Is going to be that pit bull. He's going to be that pit bull.
Okay, all right.
I was telling Freezy, you know who McBride reminds me of? Winslow. You know that guy Winslow?
Winslow?
He used to play for the Heat.
No. The other dude, Winslow. I don't even think he's in the league.
He used to play for the Heat. He has like the same hair.
He's from Duke. Yeah.
I don't think he's in the league.
No more, right?
No, I don't think
he's injured. Yeah,
he's in the G League probably.
You talking about Carl Winslow from Family Matters?
No, not Family Matters.
Or in the D League.
Eddie Winslow?
Yeah.
Look at you see Kevin fire somebody? Did you see Kevin? Was that a pink slip?
No, that's my dog, man. That's my dog. That's my coworker, man. She cool. She cool. Okay. But here's the thing. You talk about Winslow. Would you believe this if I told you that only 3 people in his draft are still in the NBA?
Wow.
And the same draft, 3 of them?
And I'm gonna give you those 3. Well, no, I'm sorry, not 3, 4.
Cat.
Porzingis.
D'Angelo Russell.
And who's the 4th?
Devin Booker.
Very good.
Ben.
Only 4.
Wow.
Let in the words of our beloved Ron, man, let that sink in.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. But guys, I got to get off. It was great talking with y'all, as always.
Hey, do you
Danny,
have a show? Have a show?
Please listen to the podcast. Please listen to.
Oh my God.
To the Pod Couple.
The name of the show. What the
Pod Couple, where you can see this handsome being right here
with a new shirt.
Make sure you wear that shirt. It's got to be the shirt.
It's got to be the shirt, Danny. For you, I'm gonna do that. But this handsome fella, or this dude that's right next to me. So
you're pointing the wrong way, Kev. I'm on this side.
Yeah, that side too.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
On my right side. Oh no, that's left.
See? Reverse, Kev. Come on.
Yeah, reverse. But yes, please listen to the Pod Couple on every Thursday at 6:30. We'll be giving you great content. Unfortunately, it's on for about an hour and a half, but we bring it. We bring it. Listen to us. Don't listen to that other podcast, because all it is just junk. That's Sanford and Son junk. And GI and
I thought you were talking about ESPN or something.
Oh no! I'm talking about GI and his counterpart. No, I'm just kidding. I love those brothers, man. I love those brothers.
Okay. Yeah, man. So yeah, we got it, and so we probably got a couple more joints coming down the pipeline, man. Look like we're gonna have a couple of more shows to come on.
You know what? Just for him. I'll wait. Just for him, I'm gonna wait. Just for him, I'm gonna wait.
Oh wow!
Just for him, I'm gonna wait.
Hey, Freezy.
Yes, sir.
Freezy, we were talking about Eddie Jones earlier on. Remember?
Yeah.
Where is he? Put another player like that. Who you compare him to? Do you compare him to a young J.R. Smith?
Which player?
Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones.
I think I would say he is more.
Eddie Jones could play. He was more controlled than J.R. Smith.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Eddie Jones.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce, man.
No! Don't you bounce yet? When he get on?
You open this can of worms. Don't get scared now. I know GI is coming for you. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna listen. But hey, I can't help you. You stuck your foot in your mouth, not me. Hey, G.I., number love,
Never
But
love you.
oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, weighing at 220 pounds. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, but I got a bounce, fella. No, look.
All right, I'll stop you.
All right. G.I., it wasn't me, brother.
I know.
I had nothing to do with it.
I saw you, brother. No, I appreciate you.
We good. You know what I'm saying? Look, Kev, I'll pray for you. Right? I'm gonna pray for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pray for you. Hey, y'all be good, man. Be good.
All right, bro.
So first off, on my way in the building, let me say hello to Uncle Freezy, the great owner of this network.
Salute, sir.
Danny Landis, I appreciate you so much. Big bro Anthony, when I get sideways,
can somebody tell me who let Brother 2X escape from Muslim number 7? What is going on?
There you go.
G.I.
Got the moves like Jagger.
Yeah, that is fly right there, bro.
Cleaner than chitlins, boy. Go ahead, G.I.
chitlins are a mess, by the way, but
Hi, G.I.
Oh yeah, to you.
When you got Star Child giggling at you, G.I. No, we can't have that.
No, he took a shot. Oh no, he took a shot. I was minding my business. I was in the bushes doing the Lord's work, and I just heard, "Don't watch those other guys." G.I. and them. First of all, shout out to the Knicks freestyle on Wednesdays at 7:30. I'm sorry, they're the 6:30 time slot. I apologize. 7:30 this Wednesday.
You don't even know your time slot, man. What's up?
That was I was supposed to get that right. Coming in talking. I came in hot. I came in hot and missed the runway.
Why does that man sound like he need oxygen? Yo, Freezy, I'm gonna need you to cut his microphone, yo, for real.
Listen, I'm in the place of business. I can't, you know what I mean? I ain't in the
He can't roll like he want to roll off.
We're in quarantine no more. We back in the building.
Back in the building, right?
We're in the people's place.
Hey, G.I., just want to let you know, just for data. So Knicks freestyle has trumped, the pod couple the last couple episodes. Knicks freestyle is up over 1,000 views and 100 likes.
Whatever.
So,
whatever.
So just Kev, I ain't knocking the pod couple because I love the pod couple.
You know why?
Hey, Stevie Mills' little brother. How is that for data? How's that for data?
No, you know what it is? All your fraternity brothers are looking at the show. That's what it is.
and free keeps too. We got a big network.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, I gotta get off, but my brother, I'm glad you're doing your thing, man. It's nothing but love for for us, man. It's nothing but love for us, man. We're gonna have to say again, Danny.
Don't forget about that shirt Thursday, all right?
Yes, no, I won't forget about the shirt Thursday. But we need you to be a guest on our show too. So
yes,
all like that.
I will be there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, brothers. Take care. Love y'all. All right. Take care.
Have a great day, Kev.
Okay. You too.
Peace,
Later,
right.
buddy. Peace out.
All right. I just dropped out the bushes to show to let them know Knicks freestyle. We always ready, yo. We got bars. So I can't wait till we get dressed up again, back to our normal platform. But we on summer schedule. Freezing, we thank you for the opportunities. Danny Landis, love you. Big bro Anthony, keep me together, baby. Keep me
by
together.
nature. Yeah, GI.
Boy, I'm trying to understand, where do you get your bow ties and your shirt to match, my brother? What?
Oh! Look at the hat.
And that bow tie knot is extra crispy.
Look at the hat.
Lord have mercy. With that.
Crispy,
look at that.
Bro. That is a hand tied. That's
a GI moment right there.
Yeah, man.
All right, I love you, brothers. I'll be in the bushes.
All right, G.I.
G.I. Peace, buddy.
Yeah, man. Hey, AD, we got some serious comp, bro. Old school Knicks has some serious competition. We might have to step.
I'm stomping out all of them. Me, you, Rob. I'm stomping out all of them. Stop it. G.I., Free Keith, see you in the streets. You know, G-Man for life. Go do 10 push-ups, why don't you? I'm stomping out.
Breezy, what happened
I'm stomping out them all.
Hoodie Kev. Anything about him? I haven't seen that guy in ages. You talk to him?
No, I'm not for sure. He disappeared.
That's strange because I want to get on about Knox.
Yeah. I'm not for sure, man. But you know what? The way I figure it is he probably just needed to take a break.
I hope he's okay and healthy and everything. You know.
I've been checking the obituary. He ain't in the obituary, so you know.
He good.
Yeah, he just need a break. So that and no big deal. You know what I'm saying? When the time come and you know. Whatever we do with it, whatever.
Hoodie Kev used to religiously be on there till like 3-4 in the morning. From like 11, 12 straight. Yeah. You fall asleep, you wake back up, you check. Hoodie Kev right there. He right there back in the pocket. Right. Sometimes I'm like, yo, is anybody out there listening? Didn't care. Just in the pocket by himself. Yeah. And you know, for those of us who are used to be fans of, you know, overnight radio shows, you need that kind of dedication.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of someone who's going to be in it all night long, because you never know who pops in and what they want to, and what aspect of the conversation they want to pick up on. So salute to you, Hoodie Kev, wherever you out there. Hopefully all is well, my brother.
Yes. Yeah, man. Him and City for real was a dope combination. So
City brought that. I don't know how City could sit there for hours in that Darth Vader helmet on. My God, like City, for real, my dude. Are you breathing in that helmet? Right. But City's a classic as well. But I enjoy Hoodie. Cully. And Hadouken Sharon as well, or Sharon Hadouken. I keep forgetting which way the name goes, but they bring a different take to it as well.
Cully's good too,
yeah. So salute to all the podcasts.
Cully got so much energy, bro. I'm like, Cully, sit still, bro. Cully be on it, he be fidgeting and all kind of stuff. That was like people want to see you, bro. Cully just be like,
you said he sings too, Freezy?
Yeah, he sing, he rap, he do it all, man. He got so much. The dude has so much talent. You know what I'm saying? Dude's got so much talent, man. We trying to tap into that, you know what I'm saying, to help him bolster his stuff, but to also glean some of that, you know, for us too. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude's passionate about the Knicks, right? You know, so the dude's very passionate about the Knicks, and the dude's ultra talented. Like, he's got this stuff about him that I don't know if he recognizes it or not, but he definitely has like next level talent. So, you know, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he can share some of that with us before he blow up and get too big for us. You know what I'm saying? So
you can't be a fan of this. You can't be a fan of this organization and not be passionate about it. Not get, you know, not lose your lunch at times when you talk about some of the things. And, you know, sometimes I bring up something and Freezy head dip to the left. Oh God, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. And it puts you it almost make you upset for a second, and then you have to pull yourself out of it. Like, okay, it's a new day. We got new pieces, new talent. It's a new horizon. Let's move on from, you know, we love it. You know, we even love the misery, you know, of it, because it's just, this is our colors. These are our team. This is just who we rock with. And, you know, it's not about another team being in town that you could just easily switch over to, you know, for some of those stragglers, and you know who you are. Right. You know who you are, who decided to go into a glorified high school gym with their horrible sound acoustics. You know who you are. You know, I don't need to mention y'all names, but you know who you are. Right. You know, it's forever. Period. It's just forever.
So a fan of another team said something to me, and I said, I'm gonna tell AD. He's like, I don't care who you tell. So a fan of the Philadelphia 76ers,
Lord, okay,
said the 76ers all-time team is better than the Knicks all-time team, and you can take 5 people off the Knicks all-time team and place them on the Sixers, and not only will they not start, but they won't even play.
That's not true.
Right?
Really? That's not.
Really,
that's not true. But I could see where he could. You know what, dude? Their 2 centers is better than our 2. Their 2 centers in history is better than our centers.
Who was it? Moses Malone and who? They had Jaminski, right, too?
Well, I'm not even talking about Jaminski. They got Moses and they got Wilt and they got young Wilt.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah.
They got 100. Yeah. They got 100 point. They got 100-point Wilt.
Yeah.
They got 100 points. You know, so
and that power forward, they have Charles Barkley.
Yeah, they got Barkley. I mean, it would be a good. It'd be a good run. Our backcourt is better.
At shooting guard, they have Dr. J, Mo Cheeks. You know.
I mean, it would be a good battle. It would be a good battle.
And I didn't even bring up Allen Iverson.
It would be a good battle. But Allen, see, the funniest thing is, their team wouldn't probably want Allen to play with them.
I see where you're coming from.
See, that's the thing, because of his style of play.
The way he played, yeah.
Yeah, the way he played. So he would be like their 6th man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to keep it funky, he would be like their 6th man.
He said Walt Frazier wouldn't play over Mo Cheeks and Allen Iverson.
No, now he just crazy. You know, now he's just bananas. You know, I roll off the top, 36, 19, and 7, game 7.
And in a
Done.
game 7
Done.
against the defending NBA champs.
Done. That's it. Done.
Without your best player.
You know, our back, you know, his backcourt mate is Black Jesus. You know, done.
Right.
That's it. You know, Winston-Salem State, 42.9 points per game.
Right.
You know, the
street ball legend.
Street ball legend. Washington Bullets legend. You know, who conformed his game, and that tells you something about players who on their own right was something, that you're willing to crush your game and conform just for the team. Just for the team. I saw him one time. I saw Pearl about maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. You know, I'm you know, when you see certain people and whatever, you know, you don't, for me anyway, I don't run up to folks and be like, you know, it's hard not to. Right. You know, we're in a restaurant and I see him and I'm like, that's my pops and these guys, you know, talked about, that's Pearl. Right. And you know, that's Pearl. I mean, even though, you know, he's an elder statesman now or whatever, but that's Pearl. And you hear the legend. And he talked about, you know, I saw him one day and he talked about when he first got to the Knicks and they made the finals the first time, which is what, 70 or 69, when they made the first time he made the finals with them is 72, when they lose to the 69 team winning Lakers. And he was talking that Gail Goodrich had kicked his you know what, and all season long he just kept, because they made the big trade to get him, and he felt like he let the team down. And he was like, yo, when I see him again, wait till I see him again. And then the following season, they play LA again. Right. He gets his revenge and he's up in the rafters. Right. You know, but that's a player that Nick G pointed that out the other day. Nick G, shout out, that we don't talk about Earl the Pearl enough. You know, one of the greats. So our all-time team, I'm fine with. I mean, Wilt's gonna kill us. Moses, you know, those are like. But I'm fine with Willis and Pat.
Right.
You know, Willis, Pat, DeBuscher, Oakley, Bernard, Carmelo,
Mason.
No, Mason is not making that. Mason is not making that all-time team. He's not. Love you to death, Anthony Mason. Rest in peace. He's not making that all-time team. He's not making that. Allen Houston is not making that all-time team. No.
Oh my goodness.
Latrell Sprewell is not making that all-time. Unless you're saying we going all-time 5 plus the bench.
Right.
Right.
You see, unless we're saying that, but that Philly team, throughout the years, they've had players, but they've had their down periods as well. Look at Philly.
Yeah.
Look at the proud franchise they were, back in the 80s, all the way up to where you ever think that they would invent a term, trust the process with Philly?
Right. No.
That's a term you would associate with the Clippers. Right. Sacramento.
Right.
Didn't they have Jeff Rulin too?
Well, I think Rulin played with him a hot second, but he was with the Bullets when Washington was the Bullets.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep.
Jeff, wow, that's a name I haven't heard in forever. Jeff Rulin. Woo.
Yeah, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, Jeff Rulin, big boy, could shoot.
Tough,
yeah,
strong.
Yeah. Hey, was he the first guy? The first guy I remember being a deadly shooter, big man, Jack Sikma. You remember Jack Sikma?
Yeah, I remember Sikma.
And man, that baseline Jay used to make you so mad.
What about Chambers?
Yeah, I like Chambers dunking on people too.
Tom Chambers was uber athletic for his time.
Yeah.
Ask Mark Jackson. He got the knees to the face. he got the knees to the face. That dunk was so vicious. They patented that dunk and put it in the first Sega Lakers Celtics game, where that was his patent move, where he would come in and just do like a double pump fly in, because he hit Mark Jackson like both knees to the face. Like I'm 6'10" and I can jump over you.
Right. Bro. Oh my goodness. You talking about it, man. And so with Chambers, you know what? Let me before we get out of here, I want to talk to y'all about putting teams together that are so talented that they're destined for championships, but they don't win it. Right? And when you think about those teams like that, think about that Seattle team that had Jack Sikma, Tom Chambers, Xavier McDaniel,
X-Man. Oh my God.
Dale Ellis. Remember the sharpshooter Dale Ellis?
Yeah, it was nasty.
They had all those guys on one roster.
Well, by that time, Sikma got traded to Milwaukee.
He was on Milwaukee. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, by that time, Sikma's he's with their 1979 through 85 or something like that. He goes to, because remember, Milwaukee was looking for a big man for a long time.
Right.
They had Alton Ellis and, they had Bob Lanier on his last legs. And then they got Sikma, and they thought that Sikma would have been it to take them over the top. But he wasn't.
But didn't they have Randy Brewer too?
Randy, oh my God, Randy Brewer. Good Lord.
Milwaukee?
I thought that was Dallas, but
he played on Milwaukee too, if I remember correctly.
A few years, right?
At least two. Big Stiff.
Yeah.
Big Stiff. Yeah. Stiff. Just wasn't much, but to Freezy's point, you can amass a lot of talent, but if you don't know your role, somebody's got to slide back. Everybody can't shoot.
Right.
Everybody can't. Somebody got to set the screen. Somebody's got to get the defensive rebound. Somebody's got to get the offensive rebound. Right. And the things that we don't see, the off the court stuff, the plane rides. You know what I'm saying? Because we've heard stories about these legendary plane rides when the money's on the table. Somebody got to know that, don't sit in Mike's seat. Don't when the big boys get in, you know what I'm saying? When Charles Oakley's rolling in the back, somebody got to know I'm gonna step out of the way. It matters. All of these little things matters. If you remember that Lakers Celtics documentary that ESPN did, like a 4-part whatever. At some point when the Lakers got their revenge on them, when they rolled into town in Boston, they brought their own food. Right. They brought their own water.
Right.
Like, this is long before Poland Springs.
Right.
Right? Everybody, and someone has to account for that.
Yep.
It's your girlfriend is not coming on this bus. Your wife is not coming on this bus.
Right.
You see? It's what hotel are we checking into? It's not your Motel 6. It's top of the line. Everything. Who's getting the bags? Everything. The wake-up calls and your successful organizations. It's not just on the floor. It's the people behind the scenes. It's top to bottom. That's how you win championships, and that's how you win multiple championships.
Right. Yep. I dig it. I dig what you're saying, man. I'm with you there 100%. We don't always agree on this one. I believe organizational stability is what wins championships, and not just talent on the floor.
No.
Right? Because you remember y'all remember how talented the Atlanta Hawks used to be with Kevin Willis, Doc Rivers, Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins, John Contract. We used to call him John Contract because
he got that deal.
Because he got that big. He was the highest paid center in the NBA. Remember that? John Contract.
Yeah,
the highest paid center in the NBA.
Yeah, drafted number 4.
He can shoot though. He had a good mid-range shot.
He can shoot. Yeah, he can shoot it.
He could shoot it alone in the gym by himself and nobody defending him. Yeah, he can shoot it. He can shoot it. He can shoot it. But he was John Concac. When he went to SMU, he was a big boy in college.
Yeah,
he was a big boy. Atlanta had a squad, but Atlanta, for all the talent that they had, Atlanta got into a thing where in those moments, they were trying to be bully ball with Boston and Detroit.
Right.
They got into this thing where they were trying to out machismo those two teams, and not enough shot making, not enough guys who were shot makers.
Right.
And got into this, well, we're going to get big. Remember, we talked about this whole Twin Towers thing, and they got John Concac, they got Willis, they got Tree Rollins, they got they got Greg, they got Antoine Carr, they got all these big guys, and not enough skill. They got John Battle, they got Glenn Doc Rivers, they got Spud Webb. All of these guys were on that team around that time.
Ironically, I felt like they never had a shooting guard, and they never had wings off the bench. They were like they were just built funny. They were just built funny, man.
They were built funny. They were built funny and built. They got more into the fighting aspect of the game versus the skill aspect that you needed to beat those teams, because as much bravado and toughness as the Pistons had, they had guys who could flat out score.
Yeah. Especially Kevin Willis. Kevin Willis could
He was good.
Yeah, Kevin Willis could score, bro.
He was a big dude.
Yeah.
He looked like a bodybuilder, man.
Yeah. He was ripped.
Yeah.
He was like Alonzo Mourning, built like him.
Yes, except taller.
Yeah, but he's too busy worried about I'm going to get back. And that's the thing. Lambert would do something vicious, and you're thinking the whole game, you wait until I get my chance. Right. And you're spending the whole game trying to get your chance.
Meanwhile, you're down by 6 the whole time. You down by 6 the whole time.
You down by 6 the whole time. Vinnie Johnson comes in, hits 3 buckets. Now you down by 12.
Yeah, and your game over.
And Isaiah's going to close it. Joe Dumars is gonna assist him closing it. Game over.
Yeah.
You see, they're trading for Adrian Dantley, then Mark Aguirre. You're not matching that. And there's another shame. Why is Mark Aguirre not in the Hall of Fame?
Hey man,
good question.
I had a conversation with a dude. A dude tried to tell me, a Knicks fan tried to tell me Bernard King was better than Mark Aguirre.
Well, yes, he was.
Listen. I love Bernard King, and sometimes people think that I don't like Bernard King, but I love Bernard
King. That's close. That's kind of close,
but Mark Aguirre. Oh my goodness, bro.
Mark Aguirre gave it up. He gave it up to BK though. He gave it up to BK as far as MSG used to run a Bernard King special, and because remember Mark Aguirre, Isaiah brought him in here. He was with the Knicks organization for a minute as a coach or whatever, and they had a special when they were talking to Bernard, and he literally was bowing to Bernard like, yo, this is the dude. And Mark Aguirre had game all day. I argued one day with somebody when I found out that Yao Ming was in the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, how does Yao Ming get to the Hall of Fame before Mark Aguirre?
Right.
Two-time NBA champion Mark Aguirre.
Yeah.
They picked him up? Overall number 1 pick when he came out, or number 2, something like that?
Was it 81, 82, something like that?
81, 82, Dallas's first real franchise guy that they had. Right. What he scored, 20,000 points. Like, you can't put Yao Ming in the Hall of Fame before Mark Aguirre. And this is how you know that these things are friends based on friends and relationships and likes and dislikes.
The Hall of Fame thing to me, the International Basketball Hall of Fame to me is a ripoff. The NBA needs their own Hall of Fame.
Yes.
The NBA does not have a Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Which is a travesty.
I never understood that. No disrespect to women. You did not play in the league. You should not be in the same Hall of Fame with the men. You need your own Hall of Fame.
Right.
It's not the same. No disrespect to the ladies. Ladies, I love you. No disrespect.
But not, Christian Laettner is in the Hall of Fame.
Christian, you should be in the College Hall of Fame. You should not be in the Hall of Fame with the. No, you were a okay NBA ball player, but you were a great college ball player.
A great college player, bro. A great. Bobby Knight is in the Hall of Fame.
Again, you're a college coach. You're an Olympic coach. You're not an NBA coach because you would have never lasted 2 seasons in the NBA with that. Somebody would have choked you out.
Yes. And but the point I was going to get at is this. How does this happen? How do cats like Chris Bosh have to wait? And Bill Bradley was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Dollar Bill, love you, Dollar Bill. You're not a Hall of Famer.
No, he's first ballot, bro.
Yeah, you're not. Love you. You're not. I mean, this. You look back at it. I think he's a top 50 player too.
Who? Bill Bradley?
I think Bill's a top 50 player too.
Nah, bro. I don't see Bill Bradley being a top 400 player.
I gotta look at him back. I think he's on that top 50 list.
You mean the official top 50 player, not your list, not your list. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's on that top. I believe I remember seeing him on that top 50 list. Like, you're not a top 50 ball player. But again, it's relationships and generational, because the older cats will tell you a dollar bill could move behind the ball and blah, 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 blah. We got the ball, whatever. Dollar Bill was a shooting guard in college. They had to move him to small forward when he got to the league because he was too slow.
Right. And this is a conversation, man. This is the Bill Bradley thing. We might need to talk about this Sunday, bro.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And that's no disrespect to Dollar Bill. Dollar Bill's a part of 2 championship teams. Senator Dollar Bill, no disrespect.
The honorable Dollar Bill. Yeah,
absolutely.
But bro, when it comes to shooters and dudes moving without the ball, give me Ray Allen, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller. Right? I think the scariest. The scariest person the scariest player I've ever seen, the most intimidating player that I've ever watched from a Knicks perspective was Larry Bird. Because you felt like every time he shot it, he was going to make it.
Yeah.
You like, don't even let him catch it. Don't even let him catch it, bro. Because something's going to happen.
You leave him open, you know it's over.
Oh, man, I tell this story all the time about how the Atlanta Hawks were down by or had a 1-point lead. Dominique Wilkins got a tip back dunk with like a second left on the clock, right? He threw up a brick, and it was a brick. Everybody knew it. But he jumped over the back of Parrish, McHale, and Bird and got the rebound and dunked it in, right? And Larry Bird had already had like 40 points. This is when they used to play in the Omni, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like 1 second left. Larry Bird already got 44. All we got to do is stop him from catching it. And Larry Bird, Casey Jones trying to drop a play. Larry Bird was like, bump all of that, get me the ball and get out the way. And Larry Bird told the Atlanta Hawks where he was going to be at, right? and Larry Bird caught that ball, man. He told them he told Atlanta where he was going to be, right? And he caught that ball, and the Atlanta Hawks defenders didn't even put a hand up. They just walked off the floor.
We forget as time goes on how great Larry Bird was, and a series that we forget about as well was that Indiana series where he dueled it out with Chuck Persons.
Yes,
Rifleman. Yes,
when him and the Rifleman was talking all kind of crazy. He was talking all type, and I'm like, I love Chuck. I love Chuck from Auburn. Chuck was, I don't know how he got drafted 1 slot ahead of Kenny Walker, because although I wanted Walter Berry, if we had ended up with Chuck Persons, I thought our history would have been different, and he'd have played. He was what Ewing needed. That kind of outside shooter. Just let me just shoot it from wherever, and he was just that effective. And when they went at it, that 5-game series, and Chuck wanted all the smoke, and Larry gave him all the smoke.
Right.
Yeah. There's a name that we forget. Chuck Persons. Absolutely was. Yes.
And he had a brother that played. He had a brother that played in the league too, Wesley Person.
Person. Yeah.
He was probably
he's on the Spurs, right?
Yeah, and the Suns. Spurs.
Yeah.
Spurs. Yeah, and to be honest with you, Wesley Person was probably a more smooth shooter. You know what I'm saying? And kind of decent defense. He wasn't Chuck Person. Now let's not get it twisted.
No.
Because when Chuck Person all Chuck Person needed to do is see 2 or 3 go in.
Yeah.
And you was getting 40.
And that's when you had great nicknames, because what's a better nickname than the Rifleman? What is a better nickname than the Rifleman? Because he would absolutely shoot it. The moment he got it, he was letting it go.
Of course.
Right.
Who do you pick, Freezy? The Rifleman, Miller, or Allen as a sniper? The best out of the 3.
No, that's Reggie Miller right there.
Miller, right?
That's Reggie Miller. That's all day.
Yeah. You know what? I'm taking, if Reggie Miller is not fired up or excited, if it's just a regular game, I'm taking Chuck Person. But if somebody flagrant foul Reggie Miller, I'm taking Reggie Miller over everybody. I'm taking Reggie Miller over the field You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? If you do something to Reggie, if you headbutt Reggie Miller, I'm taking Reggie Miller over the field. Put everybody in the field, and I'm talking everybody, and I'm taking Reggie Miller.
There's not a lot of guys who want it there's not a lot of guys who want it when the lights are bright.
Yes.
You know, when the lights are bright, you in Madison Square. I still remember that game 5, you know, we have everything in control.
Yep.
We're rolling on, we have everything in control, and somebody fouled him. I don't remember who fouled Reggie Miller, but somebody fouled him like a little too hard.
Yeah.
And in the third quarter, he drops 25 in the third quarter. Not in the game, in the quarter.
Running the same play.
The same play.
Bro, it speaks to when a team finds your weakness, they're gonna get you up. Because you know what? The Golden State Warriors did the same thing to the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Klay Thompson wound up hitting 11 threes in one game, right? They ran a pin down play with Steven Adams pinned down on Russell Westbrook, and the big had to come out and contest on Klay Thompson and couldn't get there fast enough, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the Knicks and Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? Our bigs could not fight over the switch to get a hand in Reggie Miller's face fast enough. And he wound up scoring. I saw the Detroit Pistons do it. Joe Dumars did that to the Lakers. You remember that? In the finals.
Like, how fast could you be? Like, you couldn't get better closeout defenders than Oakley off that pick and roll. You couldn't, because he was coming, and he was coming with a force you couldn't get. But as soon as he got it, and then once you get him jacked up, and the Garden is screaming out, Cheryl. He's the wrong guy to get jacked up. And once, I mean, that game where he drops the 8 points in like 6 seconds or some craziness where Anthony Mason I still remember Anthony Mason dude, you just threw the ball to somebody. Reggie pushes Greg Anthony to the floor, and they don't call the foul. And he walks, by the way, but on that play, because he did like 4 steps behind the 3-point line and drills one, then gets it again, then drills another, and he's cussing out everybody. He done cussed out Spike in front of his wife. He done, you know, he held his
Spike whining. He cussed at me in front of my wife. Man, Spike, man, bro. Come on, Spike. Stop. Come on, Spike. That is the thing that messed me up more so than Reggie hitting those threes. The fact that Spike was whining like a little girl. I'm like, Spike, come on, man. Be tough.
Yeah, he did it, you know, and I thought, I'm not going to lie to you, when they win that game 5 and they going back to Indiana, Ewing has his worst game as a professional. Ewing scores like 4 points or some crazy, and I'm like, I don't know. I think there's a possibility we're going home here. Literally, we're on needles and pins.
Yeah.
My heart, you know, everybody's heart is racing.
Yeah.
And John Starks probably has his best game as a professional because he scores 26. You know, Derek Harper, you know, rips Vern Fleming twice. You know,
he was nasty, that one.
Rips Vern Fleming twice under the basket. You know, like people that game right there, people don't remember that game. Like John Starks literally, he saves Patrick Ewing's you know what, because he had his worst game as a professional in game 6 when we needed him the most. And John just, you know, we don't give Starks enough love.
No,
you know, we don't give Starks enough love, and you know, when we talk about him, we always associate him with 2 for 18.
He played his butt off. He played his what off.
He just I remember seeing in the game when he would point to the New York across his chest.
Yes,
he meant it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, he meant it. Like, this is my team. This is my city.
Right.
You know, this is what this is. You know,
Right.
he meant it. So that next day, when the Post has it behind on their back of their paper, and go clang, clang, clang goes the title.
Yeah.
You know, I felt for the kid, you know, for the young man, I should say. I felt for him because we was all around the same age. I felt for him, and I'm like, look, you know, you don't have nothing to be ashamed of, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here.
It wouldn't even be here.
We wouldn't be there.
Yep. Yep. Because you know what? People forget that John Stark, after the All-Star break, like right going into the All-Star break in 94, and right after, John Starks got on a tear.
Yes.
Where he was carrying the franchise.
Yeah.
Right? Because Oakley, people forget Oakley was carrying the franchise the first half. Remember, Oakley was playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
That's how he made the All-Star team. It's one and only All-Star appearance, right? I think it's the one and only.
All three of them made it that year.
Yeah.
All three of them
Oakley
made
was
it that year.
carrying down, bro.
Yeah.
And then Oakley started to cool down, and John Starks caught fire.
And Starks they scoped his knee.
Yep.
And that's another thing that people don't talk about. Like, he probably should have not been playing the rest of that season.
Yep. He got a grade 2 MCL sprain 10 days before the season was over. I mean, I'm sorry, 5 days before the season was over.
Right.
And Jeff Van Gundy, Pat Riley went to him and said, "Hey man, go tell Starks that we're leaving him off the playoff roster, and we're gonna go with Hubert Davis starting and Rolando Blackman as the backup."
Oh my goodness.
Jeff Van Gundy said, "What?" And Pat Riley said, "Tell Hubert Davis and Rolando Blackman." He's like, "I don't care about who's playing. You want me to go tell John? Man, John Starks is gonna kill me."
Yeah.
Right? And so Jeff Van Gundy walks in and sees Starks on the table, can't bend his knee, and Starks jumps off the table and like, "You ready for these playoffs, coach?" And Jeff Van Gundy look at him like, "I'm supposed to tell you something. I can't remember what it is."
Yeah.
Because Starks was crazy.
He was tough. He was a tough dude.
Yeah, he go back and tell Pat Riley. Pat was like, "Yo, so how'd it go?" He was like, "I didn't tell him." and the rest is history, bro.
Yeah. He didn't tell him. He was a dude, because look at his story. Not as a basketball story, but as
a life story.
A life story of perseverance and not giving up on your dream. You know what I mean? Like, he was a troubled kid. He talked about him being, you know, a troubled kid, and he was going down the wrong road. And his mother was like, "Yo, dude, like, what are you doing?" Right? He gets kicked out of one school, gets kicked out of another school. And at some point, he grabs himself by the bootstraps and is like, "Look, I'm going to dedicate my life to this game, and I'm going to see where it gets me." And he gets cut. The Golden State, you should just cut him just because.
Right.
All right, show up. John, you're cut. Don't leave your bag. You're cut. Come back next week. He must have played on like 10 different 10-day contracts at Golden State.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about going overseas and just kept on. And
but you know what? The only thing that kept him in Golden State though was because they had a dude named Sharunas Marciulionis that kept getting hurt. You remember Sharunas Marciulionis?
Yeah.
Bro, that Sharunas Marciulionis could shoot that thing. That dude could shoot that thing. Ooh, bro. Yeah, man.
And that he worked hard, and someone notices, like, you know, if nothing else, he gonna give these boys a workout in practice.
Yeah.
Hey, Freezy, what was the game when Ewing missed that finger roll? That was game 5, 6?
No, that was game 7. That was game 7.
No,
against the Pacers. Yeah, against the Pacers.
Game 7 against the Pacers. Yeah.
Yeah.
7 against the Pacers. And, you know, so there's always the game within the game that you look at that. He's on the Knicks squad, and the Knicks are about to cut him. And in practice, he tries to dunk on Ewing.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody had tried to dunk on Ewing on that team. And somebody was like, he tried to dunk on Beast.
Yeah.
And that saved him because he tried to dunk on Ewing. He gets a little injured, and they couldn't cut you while you were injured. Right, while you were hurt. And it's like, yo, this dude has some moxie, right?
Yeah.
And getting back to our original point of team construction, who's the star? Ewing. We have to find pieces that fits his personality going forward. And you have Ewing there, you have Oakley who's already there. Now we're gonna start, Anthony Mason fresh from Turkey. Bong.
We had Xavier McDaniel once too.
Xavier McDaniel, they traded a name that people don't remember anymore, Gerard
Mustafa. Yes.
Yeah, Gerard. Yeah, my pops and his mom used to work together at Ford Motor Company together. My pops worked on one side of the car, and his mom worked on the other. And my pops was like, hey, he'd come home and he'd tell me, hey, such and such son is 6'6" in the 7th grade. And I was like, 6'6".
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so the thing go on, and we keep up with them, they keep up with us, and whatever. But anyway, yeah, Gerard Mustafa, we knew them. I don't know them now, but back in the day, I was like 6'6" in the 7th grade. And he wound up, we thought he was gonna go to St. John's, and he wound up going to Maryland.
Right. And they trade him after that first season for Xavier McDaniel.
Yep.
Okay. But anyway, gentlemen, I've got to run, but it's been a pleasure. As always, Danny Landis, Uncle Freezy.
You got to plug your show, bro.
Chat. It's always a pleasure, my brother. Knicks family for life.
Pleasure. You got to plug your show, bro.
Oh, I didn't plug the show. Oh, okay. Sundays at 2 p.m. Myself, Chill Rob, Uncle Freezy. The OGs at Old School 2 p.m. Please join us. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Where myself, we go back in time. We don't just talk. Old school Knicks or old school basketball. We try and be relevant, whatever, and let the stories roll where they need to roll about the times and the tri-state area and just basketball in general and sports in general, and but more than anything else, Knicks. So. The OGs at 2 p.m. on Sundays, and for the other podcast families and stuff out there, I will mollywop you. Okay, let's not. I love you all and everything, but let's not get it twisted. Pretty tight GI and all of that. Free Keith in the streets. I will mollywop all of you. Okay,
with that nice shirt.
Absolutely. But Uncle Freezy, Danny, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Thank you. Man. See you, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Hey, and so just want to say one thing real quick before I get out of here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out. Support the channel. We want to have the channel continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? This is a legit Knicks fan channel. You know what I'm saying? Cats come on. They have their own shows and stuff.
Number one channel.
Yeah, man. We're trying to put it out there where it's a community thing, right? So support the community by smashing, commenting, and doing whatever you can to spread the word, so that we can continue to put out good content for the Knicks family. Danny, I'm out of here, bro. I got to get some sleep, something to eat
again,
to get some sleep. Lucas, if you still there,
he's here. Lucas, Freezy wants to say goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, peace, bro.
Peace.
All right. Hey, and
Freezy, have a great day, buddy.
I'm gonna try to, man.
You're gonna be on tonight.
No, I will be. So the Knicks at Night podcast will be on Wednesday and Thursday. But I won't be hosting. But I'll be hosting Friday and Saturday. And so we'll be on the Knicks Morning Drive in the morning and everything, man, so that we can rock and roll, man. We're gonna try to keep this same energy up throughout. Before you know it, summer camp training camp will start, and we'll be pedal to the metal.
That's it.
All right, bro. It was good to see you again, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
You too, buddy. See you tomorrow. Have a great day, buddy.
All right, man. You too.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.